Let's do this. Somebody said, "Where's our host?" And somebody else says, "Rummaging through the trash cans again." I think.
Trash pandas for life.
Wahahaha.
Heidi ho! Welcome to Sunday Night Tool Talk Live with the gang. All of us here. I'm getting the chat stuff set up. Let's make sure we're all on live chat. There we go.
Live chat.
How's everyone doing tonight? Hope you all can hear us and see us just fine. Artie Mike in the house. Robert Adams. Jason Blair's here. Bear One's in the house. Let's see here. Asylum says, when do they start? We're starting right now.
Yep. And I'm liking right now. Haha, before I forget.
Made Peace is here. Who else we got here? Todd's Workshop. Joe Smith and friends. And the dancing moderators, of course, always in the house. Rail 9222. And let's see here. D-Diz. Hey, from Wisconsin. How's it going? Who else is here? Tony Ringtail. Haven't seen you in a while. Is this Easter? It's Vegas time. It's always Vegas time, baby. Daughter Raw. What's she doing here? Who let her in?
Hey. I let her in, always.
Mark Sparks is here. Jordan is here. Let's see here. Tim Happy's here. Hey, how's it going, man? Steve's in the house. Mike Schmitz, Fry TV, only one Mr. X, only one Mr. Y. That's interesting. Do you mind while we're doing this kind of thing? You do that?
Yep.
Oh, let's see here. Who else we got here?
Daughter Ross says she's still not one of the dancing moderators.
Oh. Let's see here. I just saw Bo Roden is in the house from North Carolina. Will Hobson, got the magnets, love them, thanks. That's so awesome.
Hey, Man Caver Tools.
Man Caver Tools joined. You gonna forget your little bell?
Hey, it's so hot in here. My brain is melting.
I had the heater going and she's whining about it. We could have.
He's trying to dehydrate me.
Let's see here. Who else we got here? Fry TV. Gene Babbitt's first time on. Tony Fleming. Hello from Roswell. Good old Roswell. Semper Paratus.
Mike Bush says, looks like the keto is working.
We're back on track and doing good. Semper Paratus says he barely made it.
Oh.
Kirk's in the house. HWH Gaming. Jeff Toey. Wadeism.
Bo Ryden says video not working.
Uh-oh. I'm sure it'll catch up. YouTube sometimes has some issues. What are you all dressed up for? Look at you. Sunday best there.
Showered and everything.
Oh, wow.
Fancy.
Casper's in the house. John Workman. Chris Arnold. Good evening, Wife and Bear. Craig Chato.
Would you like a wet hug?
Yes, I would. I always love wet hugs.
Hiram Bifton says, thank God you guys are here and well.
Oh, thank you.
Ding, 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 ding. $2 super chat.
Casper Wolf, King of Mods. Well, we got a whole bunch of only lists here. John Workman is in West Virginia. James Grain. Tech Reviews Galore. Thanks again for your response to my email about the possible new YouTube channel. I need some time to get things set up, but I will work on it. Always glad to help people out. Is that Corum? Corum, that's our
that's our bear in West
our mascot bear, and
eating a pumpkin, I think.
Yes, he's in a sanctuary because he was a bad bear.
He really likes people food
and people,
and he just wants to hug them and love them.
Don't we all?
Yeah, and the humans are just not ready for that. So they relocated him to a lovely what do you call it? I cannot speak words tonight.
Conservation area.
Conservation area or vacation
wildlife
home.
reserve.
Yeah. So he gets to eat.
You can stop by if you're in West Yellowstone. You can stop by and say hi.
His name is Coram, Coram.
Hey, WorkPro Tools is in the house. Hey, WorkPro. By the way, I just want to say thank you. I haven't had a chance to email you.
Hey,
but we're going to be doing a roundup of Torx bits. And WorkPro was nice enough to send me their lovely assortment of Torx bits here that we're going to be comparing them against. We're going everything all the way up, just like we did with the wrenches. We're going all the way up to Snap-on just to see, if there is any value, which my feelings on that.
Eleanor,
but
are your eyebrows dancing?
We're going to put the proof in the pudding and see what comes up. Can you please explain the bell thing? Yeah, when we first started doing this, and we started, you're not doing the bell. He wants us to explain the bell.
No.
Well.
So we got the cowbell from one of our viewers. So we started doing the cowbell.
No.
We got the super chat. We didn't?
No. Well, we did, but we had the cowbell. I had a cowbell before that. Mm-hmm. And I just started doing it as a fun thing when we got super chats. And people liked it. Some people liked it.
Some people hated it.
Yeah. And go on. And then?
And then one of our viewers sent us a cowbell. And along
Which viewer?
Brad's Workbench.
Brad's Workbench.
And
that's not Brad's Workbench. That's Autobahn Dan.
Who is also a lovely
Who's also
subscriber,
awesome.
But
did a great. I just posted it. Sorry, in the community channel because he just posted a view on the new air tools from Capri. So go check that out.
And then we got some from our viewers. We got some dog treats and dog toy, and anti-cowbell.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got phones. So then somebody else sent us the bell. Show them the bell.
And then we got the chime thingy.
Grab the gong over there.
Okay.
So basically it's just something fun to do anytime somebody subscribes to the channel, anytime somebody gives a super chat, anytime somebody does something awesome.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, they can't see it, baby. They can't see it through the speaker. You don't have to gong it again. Just show them.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes.
Yes, because it's right next
really
to the microphone.
Positive.
Yep. Go put it down now.
Put the gong down and step away.
She has a gong problem. It's genetic. She gets it from me.
Oh my gosh. As Bear One says, chomp the like button and emails Brother Bear. Yeah, by the way, the good news is the chomp button, the like button it's gluten free, it's low in carbs, and
vegan.
And it's keto. It's vegan.
Yep.
And it's free this month and next month or two.
Guys, I'm breatharian. If you guys didn't know that,
Tony Ringtail has a question about Harbor Freight trailers.
Yes,
I can't find them anywhere. Did they stop making them? Any thoughts about the competition? They were pulled for a while because there were some issues with Department of Transportation ratings on the tires. But supposedly they got all new ones. That was all resolved last year. If they're not in your area, it just means they're probably sold out.
I should drink your drink. That's awful.
Rodney says hi. How's it going? By the way, everyone, don't forget, right up here it says, if I can get it right, please type the @Den of Tools. If you type the I can't do this. @Den, I would fail as a weatherman. If you type @Den of Tools, it shows up as like an orange looks just like that in my chat window, and I only read the ones that say @Den of Tools, or is a super chat, or it's one of the moderators or somebody, because there's just too many comments, and then a lot of times you guys are commenting back and forth to each other. So
which we totally encourage and think is great. It just we try not to get super behind. It still happens, but that's one of the ways that helps us to not do that.
Yeah,
it really helps when I interrupt you.
Yeah. Well, somebody also commented that the audio is low, and part of that is that she's really quiet when she talks, and she needs to be louder, and she needs to sit forward and address the mic. But
hello.
The good news is also that we are upgrading our microphones. For some reason, I think this microphone's just getting old. It's having issues. If you grab that box right there, the red one. Yeah, that one.
I thought of something very inappropriate.
You looked at it like it was an alien that was going to get you.
Yep, it might.
So, one of our viewers, the Marines come to the rescue again, saw in my video that we were planning to upgrade and what we were planning to get. And he's like, you know what? I've got one of those boxes sitting on a shelf just gathering dust. So he sent... Sorry. It's a Focusrite Scarlett 2+2, so you can plug two microphones.
The fact that it's red and named Scarlett probably means it's amazingly better than all the other ones.
But the point is, this is a USB mic. This is an actual, you can take, real microphones with. And we've already ordered the real microphones. Your super chats and such help fund that.
Thank you so much.
I ordered them on Friday. They should be here. It's either going to be this coming Friday, or the Monday afterwards. So we're going to get, as soon as we can, we're going to get better audio, I promise. If for some reason, some people can hear it, they can hear just fine. Other people say they get it kind of low. I think it's got to be a YouTube thing. I don't know. Anyway, let me catch up on some of the comments here.
Jace says he wants to hear more gong. Simper Paratus says audio was great tonight. See, this is what I'm talking about. Some people really have a hard time and some people don't.
Brett says, hi, humans. I finally got the Milwaukee M12 fuel impact and drill kit. I hope it lasts longer than the 2-year lifespan of my Snap-on stuff. I guarantee you're going to like it. The fuel stuff it's compact, at least in the M12 line, and it's got a ton of power. It's a great setup. It's just pricey. That's the only thing I've ever had against it, but it's, if you need it, you need it. There's just really no other solution for it. Insilem asks, what's a super chat? Down below the chat window on your screen, on some screens, depending on what device you're on, there's a way where you can donate money to the channel. And I don't think it shows up on iPhones and iPads because they have some weird control system.
It looks like a little dollar. So I'm on an Android.
Yeah, there's a little dollar sign. You're not going to be able to see your screen.
Okay. There's like a little dollar sign in the same chat window.
Yeah. And you can click on it, and you can tag in little animations and all sorts of fun stuff.
Little graphics.
But that's what a super chat is. It's like a regular chat, but super.
And we use it to get things for the channel to review or the why are words so
or to upgrade our equipment. Like we bought the gimbaled camera with that.
Yep.
We've bought new headphones to use with some of the other stuff. So it all the super chat stuff we try to put back into the channel.
Bear One says the iPhone has it too.
Well,
the super chat function.
There you go.
So we don't have iPhones, so thank you so much. I have an Android and it does, right? Yeah. Can you tell that I am not the tech person?
Michael Chesnia says, hey, Moss, greetings on the evening. Can stay only for a little bit. Nice to hear the improved audio on you and the bride. Oh, there you go.
That's me.
Preston's Tool says hi. Eric Boken, that's the audio is very low. Jay says, Wera tools are better than Snap-on. I love Wera. They're kooky looking, but I love them.
Barbecue 76 $2 super chat says that's a super chat.
Oh.
And he put the cute little emojis. Thank you so much, Barbecue 76. Ding, 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 ding. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. And thank you for putting cute emojis in there.
Mike Adams says, I'm listening while I get the walnut keepsake box I'm making to a stopping point. Aww. What's your input on Harbor Freight's flush cut saws? I've never owned one. They're okay. I only have the basic one. The traditional Japanese looking kind of single hand flush cut. I don't know honestly if they have other ones. It's all right. I wish the blade was a little stiffer. And I don't know. I'm not really into Japanese woodworking. Japanese woodworking is where a lot of that flush cut saws come from, or the design for them. They're usually a pull only cut rather than a dual tooth where you cut on the forward stroke and the reverse stroke. That's it. I've used it. The only thing, I don't know. I guess I thought it was okay. It did what I asked it to do.
Insulam says, at the Den of Tools, you two are awesome. I wish we could hang out or do lunch. If you were in the Vegas area or in the summer, if you're in Montana.
That's true.
Definitely let us know. We are not unavailable.
Yeah, we don't hide.
We don't hide, yeah. We would love to hang out. Some of you have come to Vegas for different things, and we've totally loved every single time that we have gotten to spend time with people. And Pepsi Zero is better. Nice. Andy, you and Jeff are on the same page on that one. Yeah, he's Pepsi Zero over here. I think it tastes weird. Anyways, just
like
let us know. And we also realized that Vegas is one of those destinations where you're like, woohoo, I'm going to be in Vegas for like 7 days. I'm going to get 50 million things done. And then you get to like 3 places and you don't even remember the last 4 days. And that happens. So we will not be offended one way or the other. But yeah.
Bear One says, I smell like dust and burnt dino juice from the tanks. Oh my gosh. And I'm already behind. I know I'm behind. Daughter Rob points out that she's anti-cowbell. We know. It's okay. Let's see here.
Tony Ringtail says, how goes the diet so far?
It's going good. We had a minor setback for the week before last. I got sick, and then I had some family in town. I made some bad choices. then basically this past week has been catching up. I was able to catch up all of that and get a little bit more, not much, but a little bit more. But the fact of the matter is, I'm still on the losing side, which is the good side, and I'm back on full keto and feel great, doing great.
Yeah.
Hold on, I know. I got to catch up. You see, you made me lose my. When it comes to pliers, Knipex is what all the pliers are judged by. I like Knipex, I do. Echo says he prefers the cowbell over the small bell. Virus question: will Harbor Freight run out of tools, June or July? Actually, I got an answer for you on that. I got a full video. It's going to be out tomorrow. Go ahead and do that. I have to run to the little bear's room.
Will Hobson, $2, works on iPad. So that's awesome, too. Can you get by me?
Yep.
Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Stop. Ding. Thank you so much, Will. So I'm going to answer some question. Yes, Joe Smith, Jeff was born behind. That is correct. Robert Adams says the better half has been checking loads to Vegas, and they're really full these days. Hard to fly standby. That is true. It is definitely difficult. Owen's Jeep Stuff. Hello, says good evening, Bear family. And Jeff was running behind and late to his own wedding. Yes. There's actually a funny story about our wedding that we will do another day. Andy says, I use the Bauer cordless impact for 8 hours a day at work. It works so well. That's awesome. Jared, I will ask him when he comes back. I am terrible at remembering when he comes back to ask questions. So if I do not remember to ask him, ask your question again. Inslam wants to know, so we migrate every year between Montana and Vegas. Do you rent, sell, buy, own 2 places? We own in Vegas. No, we own in Montana. And we
rent here. There you go.
Yeah.
So how much have you been drinking today?
I haven't drinking anything. Jared said, could you do a comparison between the Admiral and the Herc miter saw? That was his question.
I've talked about them, but I don't have both of them in-house here to do a direct comparison.
What are you finding? Bella found something very delicious and interesting.
Okay, come here. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Hi. Say hi.
Hi. She's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Nate P says, I just got the impact yesterday. She's been on Bella has been on crack sandwiches lately. I don't know.
She's a meth lab.
What is her problem? But she has been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for 2 days. Okay, maybe a week.
She says you don't take her to the park enough.
That's right. You don't take her to the park
I
enough.
don't.
Benjamin says, you can never have enough cowbell. Just ask a drummer. Very cute.
All right, let me catch up on some of this.
Dear Falcon says, I really like my Bauer impact. You can catch up, but you're scrolling, so I'm talking.
Steve says, still need a 6-foot diameter cowbell. I do. I want that giant gong we put behind us. Boom. Michael says, you guys keep using the bell thing. I'm going to hook up the audio compressor gizmo again. She does need to hold it further away from the microphone. I agree.
What are you talking about?
The bell. When you do the bell, you should hold it over there so people maybe who are on headphones and stuff don't die. You need an acetylene balloon for something really special. You can only have one brand of power tool. Tech reviews, so you can only have one brand of power tool, one brand of hand tool for the rest of your life. What are you picking? Well, Snap-on, of course. No. If I could only have one brand of power tool for the rest of my life, it would probably be Hitachi. And if I could only have one hand tool for the rest of my life, I don't know, man. There's not one hand tool out there that does everything, has everything you need. I don't know. I mean, I love the Tekton stuff, but there's some stuff that they don't really cover. Because I don't just work on cars, and I don't just, work on houses. and I do a lot of electrical stuff and, gadgety kind of stuff. And I work on computers, and there's just not one tool line that covers it all. Go on.
There's going to be a bell moment.
Okay.
Ace Fire.
I'll shield you all.
$3.25. $2. I'm talking. I need a Berkeley's blue hoodie. Just checked. No blue. Cover your ears. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing.
That reminds me. I need to contact my artist and come up with a Berkeley's logo.
Yes.
I have an old farm triangle alarm. Oh, wow. Really, Hound?
Hey, Justin Dow.
Justin Dow in the house. How's it going, brother? He did a great video showing the Milwaukee Impact versus the new DeWalt. And I gotta say, and a lot of people think I just hate all over DeWalt, and that's not entirely true. I just don't like their lower tier stuff. The stuff
Calm down.
that basically, I think
okay. Your dog is violent.
I think they half-ass it. The lower tier stuff. Oh my gosh, you're gonna make her knock over everything.
She's
Stop
insane.
riling her up.
I'm not riling her up. I swear.
But the higher end stuff from DeWalt, I think, is actually great. I just think their batteries are too expensive. Bear says, please for a video, say it like on the chomp button. Also, the trailers are not physically at small stores. That, I believe that she wants back in the house is what she wants.
Okay, is she allowed back in the house?
Yeah, I think so. Is she going to eat someone?
Maybe.
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 Beer is also vegan. So's bourbon. Let's see here.
Not stuff. That's not vegan.
Mike says audio sounds good on his end. Jay says wants to hear more gong. Gurmute's in the house. He probably already said hi.
I did.
DR Fox says unless it's from China. Joe Smith can hear great with 30% volume on the computer. Who knows? The volume thing is weird. Let's see here.
Michael asked if we would be totally offended if you filled the bell with RTV glue. I don't know what RTV glue is.
It would deaden the bell.
I figured.
Yeah.
I mean, if you filled it with Jello, it would deaden the bell too.
Robert says need a number 4 PZ driver bit like Phillips, easy to find in Europe, but almost no one sells them here in the U.S. Have you tried? I can never get the name right. Is it McMaster, McAllister, and something or other? Every time I have to go look something up over there, I biff it. And then where else did I find stuff like that? Sometimes on Amazon. Let's see here. Chris says, hello folks, I like the Dorothy hair. I do too. Well, you took it down.
No, I just
pushed it all to one side.
Thank you. I Griffin had some jobs today, and so I put my hair up so it would be out of the way, which is why I'm wearing this fantastically unattractive shirt. But when you're picking up dog poop, fashion is really what you're interested in. Steve
asked something. I just happened to see this. Remember to type at the Den of Tools, because normally I'll miss these kind of things. He said he just bought the Predator generator 3500. What did you look at the Owen? I guess what do you think of the Owen? Owens make rock solid generators. I've had a couple of them, but they're also, you pay through the nose for an Owen.
Oh, Elle did a bear with a tool.
Oh, that's cute.
Milwaukee rent.
Yeah, Milwaukee, huh?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're glowing.
No, they're just.
You're glowing, Eleanor. Look at me. You're beautiful. You're glowing.
I'm just teasing you, princess.
Can you put it on the
Yep.
behind us?
There's some extra magnets right here you can use. Tech reviews. Hashtag not sponsored by Pepsi. Not yet.
If they wanted to give us some stock, I'd be open to that too.
Speaking of stock, have you guys been watching Ford? Oh my gosh.
No one can see that graphic, so you know.
That's
all
right.
Just made a whistling sound and nothing.
It's going down. Jeff was born behind. You don't even know.
That's right.
Owen's Jeep says, good evening, Bear family.
Wait, did we just get that?
No, we got that a while ago and I read it, but Dad. Oh, that. No, I already said that. I already said that one.
Robert Adams says the better half has been checking loads to Vegas, and they are really full these days. Hard to fly standby anymore. It is. They are really good at maximizing these flights. You know, I remember back in the day where usually I'd have a seat that was open. I could move to a seat that was open next to me. These days, every plane you get on is packed. Let's see here. Jeff was running behind and late to his own wedding. Yeah, we're not talking about that.
I said we would
Put
talk
it down,
about that
Al.
another day.
Uh-huh. And let's see here. Andy says, I use the Bauer cordless impact for 8 hours a day at work. It works so well. And Silent says, so you two migrate every year? Oh, you talked about that. And Bear says, I did do footage of Harbor Freight. Like I said in my email, I just fell out of the cards. Everything's been crazy. I know, and I'm supposed to get back to you on it. I've just been so crazy over here with everything. John asks, yeah, is the Admiral even close to the Hercules? What's the difference? The Admiral, I would say, is closer to the Chicago Electric. It's basically, here's what I find is, Harbor Freight's doing this good, better, best. And on most of the things, not all of them, but most of them, what I find is the good is what they had before. The better is basically a model that fixes everything that's wrong with the one they already had. You look at the air compressors, it's like it's got smoother welds, it's got more protection around the compressor part, it's got better gauges on it, it's got better knobs, it's got better air, couplings. It's got a better drain valve. It's just everything that you find annoying about the cheap stuff, they fixed for just a few more bucks. The good stuff is 2 times better than that. So it's really like the good's here, the better's here, and then the best is way up here. Do your thing.
Dale, thank you for the $5 super chat. It says Landon A.
Why do you have my
does
drink?
not like the bell. This is for you. Oh, yes. Hello from the state of Jefferson.
The free state of Jefferson.
Northern California. So, Dale, thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you.
We're big supporters of the state of Jefferson, in case you didn't know.
Landon A., you're welcome.
We used to be part owners in a ranch up there, up near, was it Red Bluff? Yes. So we go up there. We try to go up like at least 1 weekend a month. It was so nice. That's where, if you've seen the videos of the kids on the mini bikes and stuff, that's from up there.
Daughter of Ra is jelloing the bell.
Let's see here.
But they are also fairly confident that they are stomach flu free. So
yes, thank goodness. I am so happy. I know you guys have been really suffering. It's been going around over there, and we really felt for you all. We weren't coming to see you.
We were dealing with our own. I think the littlest bear missed like 3 weeks of scouts. Oh. It was crazy. Yeah. Like, I could not believe it.
And school, at least a full week of school.
Yeah. And one day he threw up in school, which like almost never happens. So that's always a fun call. I'll be right there. Sorry. Joe Smith says super chats tonight.
Ice.
Go to pay for a wall between Jefferson and California.
Yeah.
Very funny, Joe.
Actually, I was just looking at this before the video. My next upgrade, because I did a video. If you haven't been over on the Den of Gadgets, which is once a week, usually on Saturdays, I post a video about gadget technology, that kind of stuff. And I did a video on how I've done the last 4 years on YouTube with just a shoestring budget. We're on a webcam that cost $100 back in the day. You can now buy it for $40. This microphone is $50 new, $20 used. And then I use my cell phone for a lot of stuff. And that's the majority of what I used. I got a few other gadgets here and there that I use. But, I mean, my light bar that I use was a $7 vintage light bar from the 50s, made for, like, Super 8 kind of stuff, that I picked up at a garage sale. It's really cool. It's got that kind of hammered paint kind of finish that I really love. which is probably the reason why I still use it.
I was going to say, it is super cool looking. We should take a picture of it.
I did. It's in the video.
You said that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So anyway, the whole point is that I've been really reticent to upgrade this kind of stuff because I don't like throwing. I have a problem with spending money on toys. If you didn't notice, and so I try to be much better and not spend too much. But you guys helped out with the microphones and with the Focusrite. Thank you. I cannot tell you thank you enough. Go Marines, Semper Fi. And
thank you so much. That was really amazing.
And then the next upgrade I think is going to be a better camera for this. So we'll have we're not going to go crazy or anything. There's some of the older models that they're phasing out that are still just fine for live streaming. So, but it's going to have like a interchangeable lens kind of system and everything. Probably going to end up spending like $300 on it, but you know, I got all these people who are like, you need to spend $1,500 on a camera for YouTube. I'm like, you've been smoking too much crack. Anyway, let me catch up on some of these.
Echo says, I shoot my videos on a cell phone, an Amazon basic light box, and some Harbor Freight lights.
Amazon basic light box? I'll have to see what that is.
Go ahead.
Can I catch up?
You can try.
Silo says your dog is so adorable. She is.
She really is.
Let's see here. Ronnie says Bear Family, aka the King Family. Yep. Douglas says I love your channel. Thank you so much, sir. And Michael says premium dog, more fun than my pugs. They refuse to learn English.
What language do they speak?
These Puganese. Pugs are crazy little things. They're
cute.
They're ugly cute, but I had an uncle who had a pug, and I actually kind of liked that pug. He was pretty, but it was an older pug. He was pretty sedate and stuff. But yeah, our dog, she totally, I'm pretty sure, speaks 2 or 3 languages. She knows exactly what you're talking about, and will do the no habla look when you're like, why are you up on the couch? What?
I don't speak your language. I'm confused.
Sprechen Sie Labrador? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, you do. Never mind.
Yep.
Mark says, I'm class of 87, 75 miles south of Indianola. No kidding. At first I read that it said Indianapolis. I'm like, I used to live in Indianola. My grandparents had a farm on the south side of Indianola. I don't know if it's still there. It's been forever. Coon's age since I've been there. And as you're coming into town, on the left-hand side, this on the south side of town, there was this big white colonial-looking house up on a hill. And I can remember they raised Irish setters, and they had cows and some other animals and some corn and whatnot. And I used to love going down to Indianola, going to the balloon races. I'm class of 87, but I moved out of Iowa right as I started high school. I moved to Omaha, did 2 years in Omaha, a little over 2 years in Omaha, and then I guess actually 2.5, and then went to Cincinnati. Oh, Cincinnati. Anyway, go ahead.
Fred Hill, $1.99. Thank you for the uneven donation. Can't win for losing. Pulled my back out Friday. I am so sorry. I have been there. I know you have been there. My only recommendation is take care of yourself. And I can give that advice because I'm terrible at not punching my husband in the face on camera. I'm terrible at taking my own advice, but you really should take care of yourself because you only have one body and one life. So do what you can. Thank you so much, Fred. I'm going to ring the bell and lean in to the microphone. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you, Fred.
I love how you have to do the sound effects, too.
I do.
I know. I love you.
I can't help it.
Let's see here.
Javier says he spends a lot of money on tools, too. Once that check hits the bank, he somehow ends up at Harbor Freight. Happens all the time.
Owen says, I just picked up the Milwaukee half-inch high torque and 3/8 mid-torque impacts, and I now believe the hype. These impacts are insanely powerful. Best I've ever owned. This is when people say, you know, like, get the Snap-on guys are like, you know, you get what you pay for. I'm like, then why is Milwaukee just owning you guys left and right when it comes to the impacts? Gary Pope says, my used Snap-on box broke. A tech called me saying your box is on the ground with tools everywhere. Got scammed getting a new box this week. Snap-on guy is giving me a great deal. Oh, well, there you go. Landon says, any chance of a cordless impact wrench shootout like with the drill drivers? There, you're talking about just the one where I actually get, you know, paws on with them, or the one where I just did all the specs and compared them? Daughter, my goal is ordering stickers this weekend. You haven't sent her stickers yet?
No, it's going with the pumpkin bread. That
the pumpkin bread.
There's been
I'm not the one who ate it.
Bread fiasco. I don't think you were the one that ate it, but it was a comedy of errors to get the last batch of pumpkin bread out of the house.
Yeah.
A hole. There was...
Somebody ate a hole.
Literally.
In the center.
A hole in the center. And it's, you know, you can't really deliver that to somebody. So then I had to make more, and someone had eaten all of the chocolate chips in the house. So then I had to go find more chocolate chips. Then I had to make new bread and then stay up late with armed guards to make sure that I could deliver it. I did make the delivery. It was actually a local delivery, and they were awesome. So if you were watching, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed your bread.
Asylum says, my Harbor Freight angle grinder is working out great since it's air-powered. It self-cools from the air going through it, unlike how the Milwaukee 18-volt drills get hot. Yeah, that is a problem. Justin Dow, any idea if Milwaukee will launch their Gen 3 platform this year? I don't know. Milwaukee doesn't talk to me. They hate me. I am on their you know what list. They have zero sense of humor, and I've been told that because of my video that Milwaukee sucks. Even though at the end of it, there's a twist ending saying actually Milwaukee doesn't suck. I like it. I'm just teasing the fanboys. Milwaukee is so sensitive about it. Here's the other thing. How do I put this? I would say they prefer it if you not mention that you were given the tools for free. And I always mention how I got the tools, and Milwaukee doesn't like to work with people like that. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Where was I? Could the volume thing be computer versus mobile? I don't know.
I don't know.
Steve comes through with the win. McMaster car. That's the one. And Michael Chesney was right behind him. Why don't people like adjustable wrenches? They're a hybrid tool kind of thing and just like any hybrid, they're good for cases where you need to have one tool that does a whole bunch of stuff, as opposed to having the right tool for the job. They slip, they have a hard time holding. Like if they had a lock on them, that would be cool. Speaking of which, that reminded me of something. Oh, I can't tell you. Oh.
You can tell me later.
Let's just say there's a startup company coming out with something that is going to be amazing and is going to change how you use a miter saw. It's like my dream come true. I can't talk about it. Gramute says, I'm on iMac right now. Got volume all the way up. Still hard to hear.
Sorry.
Maybe it is a PC versus thing. Mark says, what's the best item to use the Harbor Freight coupon 30%? That's too long a list.
Depends on what you need.
No, but I did a whole video on it. So if you go do a search on that, I have a whole video on. It's from last year, but it really hasn't changed. Hey there, cutie.
Hey.
Scott Fest says, thanks for the tip on the Walmart clearing out products. I got a Stanley pressure washer, 3,400 PSI for $199. Hey, if you haven't been to the community section of the channel, go check it out. A bunch of guys picked up those hyper tough rolling tool boxes. They're like a 40, not 40 inch, like a 36 inch or so. They're not high-end or anything, but put a piece of wood on the top, makes a perfect mobile tool stand. Like, one guy bolted a sander to it, another guy, he also bolted a bandsaw to it. I saw somebody put a drill press on one. Of course, they're sold out in my area. And I've been wanting to do that for the longest time. And
all right, it was me. I bought them all. I'm hoarding them in the backyard.
You would do that to me.
I absolutely would.
That said, I did get a look at the new toolbox by Hart. It looks pretty cool. And I like the coloring on it. It's got that kind of that blue that they put on the Hart stuff in there. Briggs & Stratton stock is falling like a rock too. Well, here's the big thing that a lot of people, somebody was asking, like, why didn't Harbor Freight come out with a gas mower? Well, 1 in 5 people in the U.S. live in California. California hates gas. They hate anything with an emission. And it's so hard to get a new motor out on something in California. So, and they're, like, when we lived there, they paid us $150 to trade in our gas mower on an electric mower. Now, I didn't have a gas mower, so I went to a garage sale, bought one.
We went out and got one
for $20.
And that was a good investment.
I'll be happy to trade this in for a free $130.
Yep.
And you know, and I will never go back to gas after using an electric mower. I've mowed since I just realized I was like 10 years old when my dad had me start mowing the yard back in Iowa. And, you know, and then I did it, you know, for 2 summers I worked doing landscaping. I've mowed a lot of yards. I've used a lot of gas stuff. I'm not an expert. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm just telling you that I like electric way more than gas.
I can remember my dad giving me the weed whacker on that hill.
Yep.
And I did a terrible job because I didn't know what I was doing. And I think he saw the safety issues and came out and said, never mind, you can do something else.
Robert Adams says, my cousin is management at the Ford engine plant in Detroit. They're closing it down, and VW is buying the plant. They're making as many
as they can.
But before, did you want to read it?
I already read it.
Did you read it out loud already?
No.
Oh,
just in my head.
And anyway, Ford is going long. They're really hoping on that new electric vehicle that they're working on. I can never remember the name of the company, but it's going to be the new fleet vehicle for Amazon. And Donna says, good news, fairly confident we are stomach bug free. We talked about that. Chaka's in the house.
Chaka!
Talking about Ryobi.
$2. Ryobi is garbage. Cover your sensitive ears, people. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Chaka!
Nice ad on there.
You're welcome.
Little ad lib.
It's a little ad.
RC Pops, why is Ford stock going down? I don't know. All I did, if you're on Reddit, I'm a member of a channel on there called Wall Street Bets. They're absolute.
I'll be right back. I think the neighbors just
They're absolute psychos when it comes to investing, but it does keep me more abreast as to what the hot stocks are, what people are investing are, as they call them, meme stocks. And yeah, Ford is. I don't know what's going on at Ford, but the stock is just dropping like a rock. Let's see here. What are the top 3 automotive batteries in your opinion? Al, I don't know what the top 3 automotive batteries are. If
you would read this, please, out loud.
Buy our merch hat? What is merch hat?
That's supposed to be more space. I can't read.
Oh, buy our merch at dentaltools.com/shop.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've raised her well.
I tried to send it on the dog, but then Mom came out.
Oh,
I put it on the dog, and the dog was coming there, and she didn't see it, and I was like, Mom, let's see it.
I always think back in the day when it came to automotive batteries, I liked Interstate, but...
Did that just happen?
Did what just happen?
Can't win for losing.
No, that did not just happen. But Fred Hill's 10 years believe all tool trucks will be gone. Go on, do the bell over there. Hold the bell over there.
I'm going to break your eardrums.
There you go. Go on. Put it down. Put it down. Nope.
Got one last one up.
Anyway, I don't believe they'll gone, but I do believe that they'll be a lot more independent. It's one of those things that it's so entrenched, it doesn't want to let go, and it's going to hang on for a long time. But I think that in 10 years, you'll see a very strong contingent, if not a majority contingent, that are running independent trucks and selling whatever brands that the end user wants to buy. All right, let me catch up here on some of these. I hate it when the $20 Braun ShopLite coupon comes out at the store, sells out a couple hours. What do you think they would? Yeah, I don't know why they don't stock up for those sales, but they do. They blow through them. The good news is if you go to Harbor Freight Coupon Database, there's almost always a $20 coupon for that thing floating around. Mr. Spartacus, I showed my old man the 73 Icon setup at Harbor Freight. He swooned hard. I've got the 50 whatever this is, and you try to be thankful for what you have. And then I go into my favorite Harbor Freight store, and they've got the super setup. They've got the 73 with the 70 and the top 70, or the 54 is it, and the top 54 above it, and the hutch for the 70. Oh, it's gorgeous. I don't know where I'd put it, but DR Fucker says, I got a 2019 Rogue. It's not bad. No problems yet. Every time I look at those things, all I can think is like a bug-eyed Sprite gone wrong.
Adios.
One Life Dental.
Love you.
I just got... What does that mean?
That's their company name.
Is it? Okay.
That's what I'm assuming.
Because I'm like, is that like some sort of hardcore, like, dental for life?
No. Well, yes.
One Life.
Yeah. It's commercial happening here right now.
My brain goes to a weird place. It's not you. It's totally her. Do you think the Icon toolboxes look like the boxes from Montezuma? No. I've seen the stuff from Montezuma. I've been to the shows. The Montezuma stuff looks like... Who do they look like?
I think
it's like a slightly nicer version of... You know what the Montezuma looks like? They look like the stuff you see, the Master Force series from Menards. That's exactly what they look like, because I'm pretty sure they are. Greg Hernandez says, I'm a bit confused. If the Hercules drill and driver is Harbor Freight's top of the line, why is the Bauer set about the same price? Please explain, what am I missing? Because when you buy the Hercules, you get just the drill. You got to buy the battery and the charger separate. That raises the price. So if you buy the Bauer, it comes with the battery and the charger. That's why you see the difference in price. Or why they look the same, but they're not.
Good night, Echo. Says,
good night.
Evening all. My bedtime is here. The audio show has me beat. And thank you again for the very large package that you sent us. Griffin is definitely using those supplies.
He used them today.
Yes, he used them today.
You okay? Why is the hound in here again?
Because she came in when I came in. And she doesn't have any thumbs, so she can't get out.
Come on. What do you want?
No, you're going to have her jump on
I'm
my
trying
lap.
to.
Thanks.
I have to head... Tech Reviews Galore says, I have to head off here soon. I will be replying to your email about your advice, running ideas for my channel. Good night, Bear family. Thank you for your entertainment. Hey, no worries. I'm always happy to help people out. Trying to give them some advice, what I can, about starting a channel. If you are interested, definitely subscribe to the Den of Gadgets, because I'm going to be doing more videos on YouTube-y kind of stuff, like how to get started, how to do different things. Somebody, though, did ask me how we do the Bear, and, the Bear doesn't work on weekends. He doesn't do live streams. But the agreement I have with the Bear is I don't tell people how I got the Bear to do the videos, and he agrees not to eat me.
Yep, that's pretty much how it works.
Yeah.
Christina Marie says that we look skinnier and skinnier every time she sees us both.
Christina!
And she just got done shooting a video on foundation for men, and she dares you to try it. So everyone go to Christina Marie's channel and check out some foundation for men videos. You almost spit that out all over your computer,
I did.
Didn't you?
all over my keyboard and
Christina
everything.
Marie, I know what I'm getting him next year for his birthday.
Ah!
Foundation. It's happening.
I've gotten, 3 people have given me, beard stuff, like beard oil and stuff. It's all sitting brand new next to the counter.
You need to start using it.
I'm pretty enough as it is.
Wow. Wow. You just said that live.
Javier says, I spend a lot of money on toys, too. Once that check hits the bank. Yeah, oh, yeah. Nick Hoffman says, 3-week report missed 3 weeks of stream, turned 17 achieved staff sergeant and CAP, broke Kim required Red Wing boots, and report for the Emperor. Oh my gosh. Staff sergeant, that's nice. DR Freckles says he gets 16K on his. What's the difference between amps and volts?
Oh my goodness, dog. Which one of us is in charge? Obviously not me.
All right, I always got to look at my notes because I always get them confused between amp, volts, and watts. But if I'm not mistaken, volts are basically like how much is going through the pipe, and amps are like how wide the pipe is. And then wattage, if I'm not mistaken, is the combination of those two. I can never keep it straight in my head. I probably completely did that backwards. So if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. Let's see here. Irons Extra says, you guys look like a good couple. I hope so. We like being a couple. At least I do. I'm pretty fond of it. When you go to Montana, watch out for the bear hunting for black and brown bears. Was stationed at Offutt Air Force Base, Omaha, 1994. Loved it. I've been to Offutt a few times. I saw the stealth bomber land there, and I was actually there for when they were transporting the space shuttle. Now, this had to be back in the early 80s, I think. When they were transporting the space shuttle, when they used to put it on the back of the 747 and fly it back to the East Coast, it landed at Offutt, and we were there for that. That was just amazing to see. Did we say goodnight to Asylum? Yes. Says you have to get going? Okay. Michael says, my pug seems to know when she has been insulted. You just get a dirty look. Pug snoozes all day. Max we get from a breeder, and my DJ is a rescue. That's great. What do you think of Hilti tools, and are they overpriced? Hilti is overpriced definitely overpriced for the homeowner DIYer. Probably overpriced for most people, even in the professional trades. Hilti's value proposition is that you never have to worry about whether they work or not. If they break, you call somebody, they come out there and they replace it. The big companies don't buy power tools. They rent or lease them. And the reason for that is it doesn't show up as an asset on their balance sheets. So they can write it off as a cost rather than trying to depreciate it. So Hilti's main partner or main customer are mid to high range companies and industrial groups and stuff like that, large construction, doing large buildings and stuff like that. That's why you don't see them on your average home site and stuff like that. Some guys like them and they buy them. That's totally fine if that's what they want to do. But that, I think Hilti makes some great tools, and I often point to them to point out the fact that you don't need brushless. Most of Hilti's tools, like 80%, are still brushed tools because brushed tools are easier to service.
I love you.
I love you too.
Paul St. Marie says, you should try the beard stuff. It's like catnip for my lady friend. So, hey, Paul St. Marie said it. You better do it. Somebody else also said something funny.
Elkfist.
Wahawk says, don't look, but there's a mini Death Star right in the middle of the chat. Don't look.
It's not a moon.
Elkfist.
It's a space microphone.
What did you do with my bell?
I had to take it away from your little doppelganger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, there's that. Elkfist 201. Thank you so much. I love it when people remember the odd number thing. Howdy, Mr. and Mrs.
It used to
Bear.
drive you nuts.
But now it's endearing.
Bing,
bing, bing, bing, bing, bing. Thank you, Elkfest. Christina Marie, I am eating cashews. I actually had cashews like the super most amazing way yesterday. At Costco, I was with the Vitamix gentleman, and he made cashew ice cream with cinnamon, a little bit of agave, which I would omit from mine, and non-dairy creamer, which again, I would use something else, but it was delicious.
Dog fur.
What are you eating?
Dog fur, somehow. Dog, her fur. People who think Labradors don't shed have never lived with a Labrador. Eric Wolf says, hello from Minnesota.
Brad's workbench.
Brad's workbench in the house. He's been jumping around tonight. Donna Rao asked if it was a kid or dog that ate the hole in the pumpkin bread.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't the dog.
I thought it was the dog. But by the way it was, her little head going, she's got a... It's one thing. She never gets up and eats any other food or eats off. You could leave a plate sitting on like the footstool and full of food and she won't touch it. But pumpkin bread is her weakness. She will, in fact, but honestly, it's everyone in the house. It could be anybody, really.
Except I wasn't in the house, so.
Javier says that Red did it. I blame him.
I know you're super behind, but a whole bunch of people are asking about volts versus amps and which one will kill you, and yeah.
Amps is what I believe is the one that will kill you.
Something about BTUs, and Mr. Spartacus says, winner! I don't know what that means. British thermal units? Maybe they were asking what BTU stands for.
Oh. Let's see here. Snap-on used to rent space and rooms in the American Airlines Training Center to train the salesmen at. Not sure where they went. American Airlines is at their new facility. That's interesting. Fred asks, Bear, do you believe in 10 years we talked about the tool trucks.
Hey, Work Pro Tools.
Are they back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, say hi to Brad, of course. And let's see here. Mike Enos, Milwaukee has no sense of humor. Who would ever thunk that? I know, right? And let's see here. Ronnie says he can hear perfectly on his phone. Todd's Workshop says, I've checked my PC, my Mac, my iPhone, my Roku device, and the TV sounds great on all of them. Well, thank you. That's some good feedback. Simple Prentice says, when I was a kid in the 60s, my dad had SK adjustable wrench with spring steel lock for the adjuster. Never seen another. I've never seen that, and I'm actually a fan of SK tools. Dale says, I very much enjoyed your interview at Joe Smith and Friends. While your live stream has great little tidbits about the life and family, I thought that the interview was very candid. Well, thank you. I thought he did a great job. Speaking of which, it's 7 o'clock. It's time for our Adopt a Mod program.
That's right.
Have you chosen a mod today? If not, you should. The moderators, everyone who on your screen has a little wrench behind their name. Usually it's in blue, kind of like a cobalt kind of blue. And they help keep the channel family friendly. They help answer questions that we can't get to, remind people to use the @Dena tools so I know to answer them. And on top of that, most of them are creators in their own right. And so what we ask you to do, because they help support the channel here, if you could pick one of the mods as your favorite and go over to their channel, give them a thumbs up, maybe watch a video, maybe consider subscribing. Who knows? Go crazy with it. Also want to say a big shout out and big thank you to everyone who does the super chats, who helps support the channel all the time, as well as our members who support it every month by joining, becoming a member, and supporting it because of viewers like you. I had to throw the PBS kind of thing in there. Mm-hmm. Did I leave anybody out? Oh, big thanks to WorkPro, who's in the chat tonight. Yeah. I always love it when a tool company makes themselves available to the online community. They get out there and they put themselves out there, and that's a vulnerable place to be. But the best way for us to get better tools is to be able to tell them directly, "Hey, here's what we need. Here's what we want." So I really appreciate them showing up here tonight. Client Graphics, Chris is in the house. How goes it, my man? And let's see here. Who else we got over here? What, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, Chad Bell said, I'm totally blind, but do a lot of handyman stuff, so I appreciate your channel and how you describe all of the tools.
Oh, thank you.
I think most of you know that my mom is blind, so I love getting feedback like that. We try to make it inclusive for everybody. It's hard because a lot of stuff is visual, but if there's anything we can do to make it better, let us know.
That's funny because your mom often comments that I'm really good at describing stuff.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Robert asks or comments that California hates common sense. Actually, they, I believe it was last week they passed a new referendum outlawing it. They said it was racist.
David Drake says Mama Bear's pregnant. She looks like she's gaining weight. So, yeah, we love you too.
Let's see here. Do you read Doc's comic about a polar bear with a caffeine addiction while owning a paintball shop? I haven't seen that in eons. I forgot all about that comic book. Or that comic strip. That was a great one.
David Drake, you need a hug, honey. We already saw it.
I'm gonna
keep reposting it.
Remind me that. What? He needs a hug?
No, he just keeps posting that I'm pregnant. That would be amazing, but no.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
David says this is much better than the bear. Don't say that to Red, man. He gets sensitive about that sort of thing. Gramir says I popped in the AirPods. Volume's still all the way up, but it's much better. I'll switch to iPhone, see if it's any better.
Cool.
Mark comments the Rivian. That's the one I can never remember.
Rivian, yes.
Yep. Jim Haynes comments also. Carson's Explorer channel. How's it going?
Hey, I somehow didn't see you.
What do you think of the Bauer pressure washer? The new one, it looks cool. It has all the right specs. It's going to be a wait and see. That's the thing about electric pressure washers. You got to see how they handle. I want to see how much the extended warranty is on it. It's at $200 right now. That's the launch price. The launch price is always a tad bit high. Usually the best coupon price brings it down 20 to 25%. So I'm like, at $200, if the sale price brings it down and I can get in that sale price range, the 2-year warranty, I think that would be a pretty killer pressure washer. Not that I use pressure washers a whole bunch, but when you need one, you need one. Kirk says, I was 10 or 11 before my dad let me use a gas-powered mower. I used a real-type push mower. Well, that's the funny thing is my dad tried to get me to use one of those, and I couldn't. I wasn't...
The push ones?
Yeah, the push reel mowers. I wasn't big enough to push the thing up a hill. I'm like, what do you want me to do? And he was real frustrated with me, and I remember feeling really terrible about it. The fact that I'm not strong enough, and looking back on it, I'm like, why is a 10-year-old pushing this thing?
Yeah, I will be honest that it scares me that children use things with blades swirling around.
Oh, well, back in the day.
I know.
That's why there were less of us.
Yep.
Let's see here. Steve says, I have one of those real type mowers. It works great. I'll need to hone the blades again for the season. We need to change the name to cordless non-charging mower.
And we can charge more for that.
Steve says, I'd like to get an electric mower, though. Start up your video channel or your YouTube channel. I bet someone will send you one. David Fry, how's it going, man? He says, evening and all. And Optima's now made by Interstate. I didn't realize that. I need to follow the battery market more, I guess. Bear One says, my ears are still dulled from listening to 75, 76, 90, 105, 155 millimeter cannon blanks being fired. Oh.
You feel those shots in your heart and lungs.
We got to get Duncan down here. He's got some fun stuff to show you. Paul Samory says, Interstate is my default go-to these days for cars and tool batteries. Looks like I'm on the good team there. Most batteries are made by Johnson Controls now. Anyway, there you go. Rich M says, Harbor Freight's in trouble. Shipping constraints from China will kill them. Watch for the video tomorrow before you make proclamations. I got a whole bunch of information on that. Looks like GM, Dodge, and Ford cars are dying. Within a couple of years, most of the cars will be gone. It'll all be SUVs and trucks. And the reason for that is they can't compete on the low margins that are in the smaller cars and stuff. The margins are just too slim, and the market is too variable. But they know they own the SUV and large truck market, and the cost, the profit margin is obscene, especially on 4-door pickup trucks. To go from a 2-door to a 4-door is on average $10,000 more. There is no way it costs them even $5,000 to add 2 doors and stretch the cab out a little bit. No, obscene how much they charge for that stuff. Any word on the Harbor Freight credit card rollout for the toolboxes? It started in California, and it's moving forward. Now, yeah, I need to do whole nother conversation about it, but I did call it right about that one. I had somebody reach out to me who said that basically they weren't quite ready to roll it out. I still think that they did it. They pulled the trigger just to give Snap-on a black eye. Let's see here. Hiram Buffett. Hey, Hiram. Interstate batteries always look the nicest, but what about Energy Odyssey? I'm not sure. Mike Hamill says, I owned a Bug-Eye Sprite in 71, 60 model, fun car. Too fat to get in one now. I've always was too tall once I could drive to be like, I wanted one of those, or I wanted one of the old Alpha Spiders, or an MG Midget, and by the time I was 16, I was 6'2", and trying to work a clutch in one of those little cars when you're 6'2" with the legs, no, wasn't happening. Have you ever seen the toolboxes Tecton is selling soon? They state they're made in the 51st state, Canada. I have. I talked to Tecton about it. I'm waiting until things get closer to their actual launch. I'm supposed to get some more information on it. So I'm withholding judgment on them until that happens. How do you pronounce it? Sabio Cavasen says gracias something. I'll be honest. I've been cheating and using no habla español.
Something always.
He and I were having a conversation. I was using Google Translate so I could carry the conversation with him. I think he's saying thank you for the conversation. I'm really sorry. I don't actually speak Spanish. I was faking it. If you want to start doing videos, you can join the Joe Smith and Friends Network to get more views and monetize faster. There you go. Getting late on the East Coast. Time to start snoring. Michael Chesney says, be well, kids. Mike in Virginia Beach. He's out. Have a good night. Have a good week. Wallhawk's in the house.
Yes.
Don't look, but there's a mini Death Star. Oh, that's the one you already read. Yeah, well, you never know. Okay. Let's see here. Amps is what will kill you. See, maybe I do actually know something. Power in watts equals volts times amps. I did get it right. Every once in a while, the old memory pulls through.
Brad's Workbench says, can Eric, and maybe call Eric and ask him if they're ever sending out vouchers for the recalled Icon ratchets like the email said?
No, I can't call Eric. I don't have his phone number. He won't.
Yeah.
He keeps threatening to turn me into a rug. No, I can't. I'll reach out to my contacts. I do every so often. I haven't heard back. Problem is, my contacts at Harbor Freight are on the production side, not really the business side. So they're not really in charge of that sort of thing.
So we'll check and see what we can find out.
Hiram says, yeah, my voltage is pressure amps is current. Multiply them together, you get watts. Always set up car batteries parallel. Never, ever in series one after the other.
Okay. That, to me, just makes me crazy when I'm trying to, if you have to jump someone's car. I always, say it, 15 times, and then I still call you because I'm worried I'm going to screw it up and kill the battery.
Yeah, my biggest screw-up moment, we had a little hatchback, and I needed to put a battery in it. And I was showing Duncan how to do it, and I was walking him through it, and I was so busy talking to him, being like, this is how you do it. I wired it up backwards and fried half the electronics in the dash. It was awesome.
But you know what we call that? A teachable moment.
Yeah.
A learning experience. And a reminder that we are never too old to make mistakes.
Or too perfect.
Christina Marie is trying to have people vote on my hair color. Red, blonde, or blue. You're not allowed to vote because I know which one you're going to vote for.
Blonde.
That's right.
Where was I? Hiram says, Megan David Segal agents are all Megan David Segal agents are required to know how to jumpstart cars and trucks. I can't read today. And Ridge Runner says, howdy everyone.
Bear One, I know I'm reading out of sequence, says, if you ever get the chance, try aloe vera drink. It's so good. There's like 50 bajillion out there on the market. And I have to say, some of them are okay. A lot of them have a lot of sugar. So Bear One, if you could send the specific one that you're talking about, and if it's keto, I will be happy to try it. I cannot confirm that this one will try it because he's this one. But I'm open to trying it.
Were you fixing a toaster oven? No, I was using it for heat stress testing on batteries. Alpha says you guys are quieter this week, and you move the mic closer as I type this, and it's better. Yeah, this microphone does have an issue with not being close enough to it. If you get the chance to try, we just talked about that, moving the mic that tiny bit made the volume go up. I'll try to be closer. Look, we could lean in like this. Aren't we adorable? Cashews like Planters Peanuts and Marathon Man. Oh, I haven't seen Marathon Man in forever. Jason Blair, who are these fools saying labs don't shed? I can give them 3 times the weight. Yeah, I could make like a pseudo Labrador.
Everyone's voting red, not blonde.
By the way, the reason I'm so low is the piston in this chair has already gone out on me. I'm gonna weld the sucker tomorrow. Hopefully, it won't blow up on me. Did you get a bite impression from the bread? I mean, get on this. CSI originated in Vegas.
It was the most bizarre. That was the thing that was crazy. Like, it looked like somebody did like a core sample. Like, it was round. It did not make any sense. It did not look like a dog snout. It didn't look like a person's snout.
Or a finger or anything.
Or a finger.
It looked like it just popped.
Yeah, he was
I wonder if it did.
No. I love you.
That can happen in baking.
Not hours after you've baked it.
Oh yeah. Where's your science degree from again? The University of
the Kitchen.
Yeah.
It's the university. I have baked hundreds of those. You're not about to tell me that was an explosion. No. That was a core sampling of someone's snout.
Paul Saint-Marie takes volts to push enough amps through to kill you. All right. Work Pro Tools says they're still here. They never left.
Mr. Doughboy.
Also, remember, the like button is free tonight. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to comment in is the like button. It would be nice. By the way, I hate being that YouTuber that has to beg for the like button, but I got to play the games that YouTube gives me, and they really like it when you press the like button. It really means a lot to the algorithm. It helps the channel as a whole. So please, while you're here, we got 254 people. I've been trying to hit 300 likes for the past month. We still haven't done it. Let's see if we can do that tonight. I would really appreciate it. Let's see here.
Todd's Workshop is asking a question. It says, Mrs. DeBear, what cheese do you use as a replacement tortilla? I will show you what I get. I get them from Costco, and I'm just going to bring the package out. I want to say it's Folio, and I want to say it's Parmesan. But I will bring it out, and they also have different flavors.
And tell Duncan to bring down his little show and tell for the live stream.
Okay. Can you hand me that so I'll bring you ice?
I got ice.
You hear that, people? He's refusing to give me the cup for ice. So later when he doesn't have any. Yeah, RBX 177 says bear snout ?
That's not me. That's Red. Go talk to him.
Mm-hmm. Bear snout was definitely a possibility.
No, it was not. I was not here. I was with you.
No, I was with the kids.
No,
I came home.
You don't know.
Yep, I do know.
Let's see here. Chad says, hoping to be a first-time homeowner this year. What are the first three power tools you should buy beyond a drill? A circ saw and with a drill and a circ saw, you can do almost everything. Everything else after that is this would be nice. A jigsaw, a recip saw, an impact. I think impacts, honestly, are overused. There's a lot of people really messing stuff up because of the power of an impact, just sinking nails or screws way too deep and stuff like that. I'm not to say I don't use an impact, but it's the drill and the circ saw are the first two you have to get.
So,
and maybe a recipper jigsaw after that.
Todd's Workshop. So it's these. They're called Parmesan. It's folios. And they're Parmesan. They're lactose free, gluten free. They have 13 grams of fat, 1 carb, and 13 proteins. I like them. You do have to sort of let them hang out on the counter for a couple minutes so it warms up a little bit.
Come around. You got to show them off. You got them.
You get to... Ooh, sorry, baby. When I whacked his
Get down close to the mic so people can hear you.
All right. So first off, we have
Down close to the mic with your face.
Well, here we go. You know what? Fine. Let's just do this. So first we have the 25mm shell. This was fired out of an F-35, I believe.
You have to be close to the mic.
No, oh my!
Stand
the mic
up.
is like.
Stand up.
Honey,
There you go. There you go.
there
Now
you
get
go.
up on your little knees. Come on.
Okay, yeah.
You can do it. You can do it.
I'm right
That's a
here.
good boy.
Okay.
Yep.
And then this is a 30mm fired from an A-10 that was used at the range day. It
Did
went
what?
through a tank.
Hold it up closer so they can get a better look at it.
There you go. But yeah, so
And then this one, it was the what now?
that's from the F-35 25mm.
Pretty cool.
A friend of the family whose friend is a pilot gave those to him. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bear, for coming out and sharing that. Can you put this back in the fridge, honey?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
oh,
Really?
sorry. I wasn't expecting
Really?
you to stand up right that second. I was pulling myself over.
Really?
Let's see here.
Wait, Christina Marie says something about dollars. Are people paying you in dollars again, Christina Marie?
What?
I think they might be
You're
bribing
getting
her.
paid.
They're bribing her to change my hair color to something.
All right. I'm really behind. I need to catch up. You got to wait
Yeah.
just a minute. Semper Paratus is always prepared. That's the Coast Guard motto of Megan David Segal is, it's okay, sit tight. I'll be up and running soon. Barbecue 76. I feel bad for the person that adopts me as a content creator. Let's see here. Work Pro Tools says, absolutely agree with you, and thanks, back at you. Thank you. And let's see here. Michael Lohman, when will Harbor Freight issue there? Oh, we talked about that. Mohawk says, Mrs. Bear isn't gaining weight at all. That many Death Stars just distorting the video. It's a gravity effect.
It's literally, this shirt is terrible. And you know what? My thing is, it doesn't really matter. Like, honestly, he needs a hug. I know somebody else mentioned that, Jesus loves him too. And that's true. We just pray for those that are grouchy.
Mohawk goes on to say, I mean, just look at Jeff. He's even looking less ugly, so you know something's wrong.
I didn't even see that.
It's special effects. I've got a plug-in. It's really easy to do.
That's right.
Javier says, California charges for breathing. That being said, they think not being political enough, it's punishable to death.
Yep.
Matt says, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Bear. Robert says it takes a really big electric motor and pump to come close to gas pressure washer. Well, yeah, I mean, that's always the case, but you do it for convenience rather than having to deal with the gas pressure kind of stuff.
I have to read one.
What?
Mark Sparks says, check the inside of the 30mm shell casing for pumpkin breadcrumbs. I think I found your core drill. That is hilarious.
He didn't get that till afterwards,
Yes.
but otherwise
that would be accurate.
Let's see here. Always remember the secret of pressure washers. Do whatever you can not to run the pressure washer pump at idle without spraying it so it doesn't burn out. Bear One says, would it be powerless mower like the airless compressor? It would be, exactly. We're going to have a whole line of this stuff. Let's see. Trent comments, and he wants to remind us all, that he wants to know if he's ever mentioned that Makita sucks. And I believe you have. Maybe one other time.
I'm sure we can go to legal and somebody can find the date.
Well, if Chaka gets to come in here and drop his, Ryobi sucks, it's totally okay for Trent to come in here and talk about Makita. We are an equal opportunity tool loving and hating society around here. Let's see here. Any idea when you'll be doing reviews on the Ingersoll Rand hand tools? Probably going to be next month. I got to catch up on a whole bunch of stuff around here. And how are Duracell car batteries? Never used them. Brad's Workbench. That's the one we asked about the recalled ratchets. I don't know. Hey, Bear, I got a steal on the 55-pound anvil. Open box. Never got a price sticker Sat for 4 weeks. Good manager cut $40 off. That's nice. Go for it.
Eric Bolf, please do a video on the diffs in circular saws. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you for the $1.99. The uneven, the odd number.
If you're talking about the Harbor Freight ones, I was actually supposed to do a video on that this weekend, and it rained all weekend. I didn't realize it was supposed to rain or that it was raining, and the wood I had out for it got a little damp, so it got put on hold. So I apologize. That's going to have to come up later this week.
Oh my goodness. Todd's Workshop. At the Den of Tools, Snap-on is Latin for narcissist. That is very accurate. $19.99. I love that it is an odd number, but oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much. Bing.
I need to get my shooting ear pro out for this sort of
That's
thing.
right.
Oh. Mr. Doughboy's in the house. He says howdy. And let's see here. You answered the thing about the cheese tortilla. Do not weld that piston. It will blow up. Use vice grips on the piston instead. So I'm doing some research on it, and I think if I do like 3 small spot welds, let it cool in between, the gas pressure side is so low below it that it won't have enough heat dissipation transferring through it to cause that to happen. I think. Mice for the pumpkin bread? I haven't seen any mice signs. They put pistons rated kid or Oompa Loompa on these chairs these days. Yeah.
How come I can't see the number of likes? Can somebody tell me the current number of likes?
Gramir says, that reminds me, we welded the boss's Lambo office chair last week because it broke. We was sweating that it wouldn't catch on fire.
Why? Why do people
Why is the dog back out here?
Hi, cutie pie.
She was already out here.
It's okay. It's okay.
What's up, little hound? What's up, little bear?
Oh, they can't see you. You have to scoot in one way or the other.
The horrible customer service equals Makita, Trent comments. And let's see here. We let her in the house.
Thank you, Daughter of Ra. We have 160 likes and 6
Did somebody
dislikes.
put her out here on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then
Wait,
don't.
was it you?
Yeah.
He's talking about himself, honey.
Why did you put her out here?
Because she was begging to go out there.
Because she whines at the door.
Does she need to go out back?
I don't know. Out back? Yeah, she needs to go.
Okay.
Maybe. Thank you so much. Several people are saying the number of likes. Daughter of Ra, I'm glad that you remembered that you have a Ninja blender. You can make a banana smoothie. You can also make banana pancakes.
Well, Huck says, everyone uses Impact because they make that sound. WOF. Woof. Is that the St. Louis Blues? Are they still a team? I think they got moved. You need to grow the beard back. The short stack just doesn't cut it. It was, I don't know. I'm going to get it. It's not going to be as long. It's going to be about this length all the way around. It's not going to be the full long one as it was before. It just got to me too much.
We'll forget again.
Yeah. Let's see here. Bear wants us, honestly, though, Gao 8 Cannon is great. Mark spots Mrs. Bear. Check the inside. Well, we talked about that. Those are bigger than pew pew shooters? Yeah, they are. There's big bangs. Yeah. Dewey Dennis says, have you seen all the Cobalt tools over at Ollie's? Somebody sent me an email about that, and I thought I posted it to the community section because I had to ask what Ollie's was because they don't have those around here.
Yeah.
And it's a discount, like they get like gray market kind of stuff. And so apparently they're over on the East Coast, and they've got a whole bunch of Cobalt tools showing up there at some really good prices. Barbecue 76 just uploaded another video, and I apologize in advance for anyone that sees it.
Daughter of Ra, the answer about how much are the tortillas, they're either $7.99 or $8.99, which I think you get 10 of them. So, I mean, they're not super, super cheap, but considering that you're not making them yourself, which is also totally an option, I think it's a great deal. And you can put anything in them. You can do them like burritos. You can do them like egg salad sandwiches. You can do them like regular sandwiches.
Fellow guy says, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Bear, vid you did about the triple drill from Cobalt. It's a drill, an impact hammer What model number is that? Oh, I don't memorize model numbers. It's the only hammer drill I believe that Cobalt has, and let's see here, and I believe it's called a triple hammer because it's got actually 3 hammers inside that it hits off of rather than 2 hammers like most of the less expensive impacts. I could be wrong on that. Luke Stokes says, "You guys look great. How many pounds down together?"
I was just trying to do the math.
I'm down 40.
And I'm down like 16 or 20. So 56 or 60, depending on where we are.
Javier says, "When will Red have his own line of power tools?" We're not going that route. A lot of people have asked us about it. Not going to do it. It would be a conflict of interest. And I've had Chinese companies reach out to me, say that they will brand it as Denda Tools or with the bear, and all I have to do is put my name on it. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
It was Christina Marie, not daughter of Rod, that asked about tortillas. Sorry, I'm tired.
Bear One says, "What do you think about Toolboss's video in Harbor Freight saying you have a 7/4" circ saw and not a 6.5" circ saw?" And Bauer, I don't know. I haven't seen that. I'll have to check it out.
Daughter of Rod gives her son 2 to 3 M&Ms at bedtime. Tantrums nearly stopped. I would like 2 to 3 M&Ms at bedtime, or 2 to 3 bags, whatever. Who's counting?
DJ says he's finished his taxes, now can sit back and enjoy the live stream.
Oh, good job doing your taxes.
Wolf says, "Is the Shut Up Moto stuff now going to be discontinued since you use an LG?" Nope. At some point it will. It was a short run. I just thought I'd do one for fun because people have been asking for it. But I am still using both cell phones because I had the other one for so long. It's going to take me a while to be completely migrated off of it. There's so many places I have to go and check that still have my phone number from years and years ago. So I'm going to probably be like 6 months before I can fully get rid of it. Maro says, "I'm listening to you guys while I'm in the shower. What style shower head do you recommend? Rainfall, handheld, or other?" I like the handheld with the switch to go to the overhead rainfall. That's my preferred one. I can't live without the handheld one. But the rainfall is just nice for just turn it super hot and just let it relax. And then once you get good and warm, turn it to cold and kind of tighten everything back up. What do you prefer?
The one that works.
The one that works. There you go.
Like, I'm so short that I can't.
They're really all rainfall to her.
Yeah.
Ronald Smith says, "I got my bear back. You great. Nicety by name of my bear."
What?
I don't know. Got my bear back. Yeah, great.
Who are you reading?
Ronald Smith. Was he the one who had to drop the membership due to finances?
Maybe. Yeah, we had a number of people contact us and say that they were super bummed and that they hoped that we understood, and we absolutely understand. Your family comes first, absolutely. So maybe that's what it was.
Mike Adams asks, "How often do you try a project that you have a lot of experience at that turns out better than planned and have an Urkel, did I do that moment in the positive?" I've never had that thought with something that I have a lot of experience at. I've often had that thought with something I've tried for the first time, following the instructions. I get done and I'm like, wow, it looks just like the picture. Because I'm fully expecting it not to be. Mara says, "I'm listening to you." Oh, we talked about that. Matt says, "Speaking of rain, I just heard some clomping around in my front porch. Looked out to see a deer. I guess she wanted to get out of the rain."
I thought that was so cute.
I miss it. I can't wait to be back in Montana. I love having the deer in the yard.
My hair's long enough that I just tied it in a bow.
That's adorable. Barbecue 76. "Speaking of impacts, I've seen idiots in my shop reach for the impact wrench and put on a 3/8 inch bolt. Right after that, I watched them looking for the easy out set." Well, yeah. Oops,
you're going the wrong way.
You don't know.
You're driving the wrong way.
Why don't you read a comment or two while I'm trying to fix this?
Daughter of Raw talking about M&Ms. For car batteries, Napa makes a damn good one. Can I hold it can hold up very well, and everything's second place would be Interstate. After that, the rest of them all comes from China.
Hey, it's funny. Arlen Cook asked, "Hey, Bear, what do you think of Wind Tools? I just got the Wind 14-inch bandsaw and the Wind 15-inch drill press from Home Depot, and super impressed so far." And right after that is our resident Wind expert, Brad's Workbench. So Brad's got the variable speed digital, if I'm not mistaken, it's the digital variable speed drill press that he's really fond of. I really wanted to try the 14-inch bandsaw. I really like to see what that looks like. All the specs and the design of it looks great. It's got all the features I would want on it, except for having a solid base, but you can fix that. And for the value, because you can get one when they're on sale for as low as $400. I've seen them for $400, $420 at the lowest. And they look like a great bandsaw. So I'd love to play around with one. But my only issue with Wind is they've got some not the best rep when it comes to warranty support.
Yes. Daughter of Ra says, "She who shall not be named," except she doesn't say that, "order me some of those tortillas and merch from the Den of Tools." Thank you. Justin Dow says, "What's one place you have always wanted to take Mrs. DeBear?" Christina Marie answers that, but
where do we always talk about going? Just anywhere by ourselves. No, we've talked about going to Europe, probably.
Yeah. Morocco.
And Morocco, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good. Morocco's kind of the dream destination.
Yeah.
Europe, being that I was born in Germany, so I really want to go back, but I do the whole tour of Europe.
But we would never go there, just the two of us.
No, we'd have to. You can't go to Europe and not take the cubs and show them around.
I'm sure Bella would try to lobby for us to take her too. She'd be like, "I need to go see the fatherland."
I'd like to take you down to some of the places I went in Mexico, some of the beaches, drive around, that kind of stuff.
Yep. Christina Marie says Taco Tuesdays on the
3rd. Woohoo! How did you guys deal with the Democratic caucus this weekend? It wasn't. We didn't go down near the Strip or anything like that. Trump was in town also for his big rally kind of thing, and I actually was out the day of, not the caucus. It was the what do you call it? The debate. Yes. And I rushed home to watch it because I follow this stuff like a sporting event. But yeah, I didn't notice anything. As far as turnout, that's the thing. People are making a big deal out of the caucus here. Trump had more people at his rally. And I'm not saying this as like one versus the other, like this is a good thing, but people are putting so much weight on what happened in Nevada. Trump had more people at his rally than turned out for the Democratic caucus. It was not a big turnout. Any word on the Bauer coffee maker? I have repeatedly told them that we need that. Looks like we're up to like 174 likes or so. Yep. We're getting close, guys. Come on. Thoughts on lithium on NiCad DeWalt batteries? Lithium's better. I think that they did a real number on users saying, we're not going to change. We're not going to change. Oh, by the way, we just changed. Wohawk says, in my office chair, I determined the height I wanted, cut a scrap of conduit to the length, and put it on as a sleeve around the bad piston. It's never failed. That's actually what I was thinking about doing also.
Work Pro Tools. Have a good night. I think he's going
to sleep.
I believe. She is going to sleep. Sorry. I'm tired. I'm saying the wrong people's names all night.
All night. Thanks for stopping by.
Who are you?
Huh? What?
Thank you again.
And thanks for supporting the channel. WF says, hey, Stanley Cup Champs 2019. I say I just don't follow hockey the way I used to.
Don't say that.
Why?
Because you should.
Follow hockey?
Yes.
You want me to get into professional sports?
We'll talk later.
Okay.
Yep.
Matt says, my beard is long like yours was. I think I'm going to chop it tomorrow.
I want pictures.
It got to be too much. If you're going to weld your chair, drill a hole in the piston first, let the gas out, then weld. Let's see here. I don't think I asked about tortillas.
I know, I already addressed the fact that I keep thinking Christina Marie but saying Daughter of Ra because I'm a goober. Sorry.
Here one says Iberia Aloe Drink and also Aloe brand. They have a Magostin or Magno or like honey, mint, lemongrass, I think. Lemongrass, that sounds delicious.
Mangosteen is what he's saying.
RBX177. I just took chair apart, used size, length, appropriate plastic couplers, headliner on, works great, no explosion. Ronald Smith says for car batteries, Napa, you read that one. WF says, I have the same Moto G6 that you do, but I just had to turn off the Moto because it drives me nuts.
Yes.
Oh, that was Justin Dow's comment about where I always wanted to take her.
Yes.
You know one place in town that she's always wanted to go and I still haven't taken her? What's the dinner place with the jousting?
Yes.
The Excalibur?
Yep. There's a couple places. Like, I have been watching a lot of buffet YouTube reviews, which seems kind of odd because we were sort of buffeted out for a long time.
Oh.
But I think it's because I've really been thinking about keto stuff because we really don't go out to dinner now. Before we would like stop and maybe, eat somewhere. But in general, we just don't go out. So there's a couple buffets that I would like to check out. The jousting. Why can I not think of what it's called? It's at the Excalibur. The Wynn buffet, just because I've never done the one at the Wynn. Anyways. Steven has already gone to bed. Good night. Is Ricky still awake, Daughter of Ra?
Let's see here. Fella guy asked Bosch, Barry, you planning to do reviews on Bosch tools? Are you the one who commented? Somebody else just commented on that. Like, do you ever cover Bosch? I haven't covered Bosch a lot in the past because they, much like Hilti, were focused primarily on large corporate accounts. Only in the past 2 years have they started to shift, and in the last year they really started pushing, like with their Freak, that impact wrench combo thing. So I'm thinking that it's probably gonna be later this year. There's only so much money in the budget, so I'm probably gonna start covering more of their stuff. I do cover when they have a good sale. I do add it to the deals of the week.
Hey, Jennifer White Wolf.
Jennifer White Wolf's in the house. Michael Kenflick says my 2006 Chevy HHR is on the original battery. No idea what kind it is. Oh yeah, don't even look at that thing. It'll stop any moment. Ed the Old Tech Guy. Hey everybody, another great show underway. Thank you, sir. Let's see here. And Robert House says the Den wants to go to Greece and have me take them to places like I would love to go to Greece.
I love Greek food like halloumi and the gyro, and it's delicious.
What I want to do is I want to rent like a nice size sailboat and just do the whole tour of the Med kind of thing. Go up into the Black Sea, do the whole,
Will, thank you. Medieval times is what he's
saying. There we go.
I don't think that's what it's called here. That's the one that you've been to in Ohio or whatever.
I've never been there.
It's a similar idea. Okay, well.
Other people have, but I've never been there.
And WOF is pronounced wolf.
Wolf. Woof.
It's a throwback to the olds in arcade games high score. Only 3 initials.
Oh, yeah.
Like it. Man, this shirt is not very flattering.
Are we still voting on Mrs. DeBear's hair color? I vote ginger. They're my weakness.
Red, blue, or blonde. Those were the options.
Well, she was red when we met. Mm-hmm. And now she's kind of...
amazing.
Auburn kind of ish.
It's doing its own thing.
Yep. And she said something about blue, and Christina was talking to her about doing it for her channel or something. Thought I'd be upset. I'm like, I don't care. It's your hair. Do what you want.
Yep.
But if I had a choice, it's gonna be blonde. Let's see here.
Jennifer White Wolf says, "Recap, please. What did I miss?" Steph.
Paul St. Marie says, drill press. I've been lusting after the Klausing 20-inch, but my old Siemens Craftsman 15-inch is pretty worn out. Jet has a couple nice ones. Speaking of which, a friend of mine, not a close friend, but a guy I've met, talked to a bunch. He's a good person. Dave Shudo over at Make Something. He just got, I believe it's the Vulcan. It's a direct drive. The motor sits right on top. It's $1,000 for their bench top, and it's a big bench top. This thing is amazing. Like, there's no fiddling with depth controls. It's all digital. You set in your depth. And when you pull down, it spins up. It drills, and when it measures the depth, it stops and goes in reverse so you can back it out. Got to go check out his channel. It's called Make Something. Used to be the Drunken Woodworker, but he changed it because there were so many kids who were watching his channel to get ideas for, like, craft shop or shop class and stuff like that.
Wahak is saying, is anyone else having video buffering issues? I keep having to reload the page.
We better not be. I hate to say it that I hope it's on your side, but we just upgraded to stupidly expensive, nearly fiber speeds, gigabit speeds of internet, just so we wouldn't have this problem anymore.
Wolf says, sending a one-time cash. Is this done with the sticker option, or does YouTube take all of it? YouTube takes a portion. They take 30%.
30%.
There are other ways to do donations where we get more percentage, but it's not as convenient. So
there's a link in the description. The first line of the description goes, and that goes directly to PayPal. So PayPal just takes their processing fee, which is like between 5 and 7%.
Right. So I hope that answers it. Wolf, it's called Super Chat, which is the one that's in the YouTube app.
So it's funny. If you do the Super Chat one, it shows up in the chat message. But the other one goes through this thing called Streamlabs that we use, and a graphic shows up right here. It takes a little bit for the graphic to show up, but there's a little graphic thing that marches across or something like that. What's the best air compressor in the 6 to 8 gallon range?
I thought you did a video.
What are you going to use it for? I mean, if you're going to look for a nailing compressor versus like, pumping up the tires in the car kind of compressor, are you gonna just do like a single, like a roofing nail? You're gonna run 2 framing nails on it? I got to know what you're gonna use it for. And best is like, are we talking just strictly amateur, get some stuff done around the house? Pro level, I'm gonna do this for work, or like I've got extra money to spend, DIY kind of stuff. I want something nice, but I don't want to break the bank. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, the dog. Maximo says, is there still a need to break in a new small oilless compressor, or is that mostly for oiled models? Okay. It should be for oiled models.
I'm getting the distinct feeling that the children did something naughty and they're hiding.
He ran to be a zombie and kill me.
Okay. Nice. Envy Wood says, are the Metabo tools at Lowe's just Hitachi with a different sticker, or is it actually redesigned? Thoughts? From what I've seen, there's actually 2 lines from Metabo now. There's the regular top-line Metabo, and then there's Metabo HPT, which is really just rebranded Hitachi. That's what I've seen. I've got one actually in the cabinet behind me, and it looks just like the Hitachi, but it's the one that says HPT, whereas the other higher-end Metabo stuff just says Metabo on it.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Stop being cuckoo pants.
Ed the Tech Guy says, here in Illinois, that restaurant is called Medieval Times. Yeah. Or Illinois.
Wait, what I saw was somebody's taking us to Greece.
I'm down with that. Bags are packed. Let's go.
So it's going on in Greece. Everyone cooks on grills outside and eats as much meat as they can before Lent. That's true.
Well, considering I'm keto, I am so down for it right now. Matt says, I'm looking for a new router table and leaning towards a Bosch. The Bosch makes some great router stuff. But the router table that I've seen that I like the best was actually a Craig. But I don't know, maybe somebody can comment as to ones they like the best.
Daughter of Ross says she can travel anywhere as long as they have chicken strips and peanut butter and jelly. Wait a second. Wait, you said not grape. I'm not sure that we can be related.
Communist.
What's going on?
Told you.
What kind of jelly do you have that's not grape? Is it strawberry? Is it what kind? Okay, I'm upset. What's going on?
I get it. I am a huge. I grew up with grape jelly. As far as I was concerned, grape jelly was the only kind of jelly there was. We lived in California, the Central Valley was apricot world.
Oh my gosh.
Everywhere.
Apricot is really good.
And they had an apricot festival at the town nearest us, and we went to it. And they were serving deep fried peanut butter and jelly, but the jelly was apricot. And they pull it out, and it's got the batter on the outside, and then they sprinkle powdered sugar over the whole thing. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Yeah. Okay, daughter abroad gets a pass. The grapes give her migraines. So I'm super sorry. I get migraines. They are awful. So I don't want you to have grapes. But I will eat all of your grape jelly that's sugar-free and keto.
Christine Marine says, red, blue, or blonde. I say, why not all three?
Okay, I'm not the American flag over here.
You should do it before we go up to Montana. Then it'll be all like, worn in and stuff in time for the 4th of July. You'd look pretty awesome.
Okay, explain how you mean worn in.
Like it wouldn't look fresh. It would look natural. More natural as that's going to look.
Did he just say natural for red, blue, and blonde?
If you're a real American, you can make your hair grow that way.
Which one of us is blonde? I'm just asking that statement. I'm thinking.
Which one of us has hair? Let's see here. Daughter Russ says, I'm tempted to strip my hair, then I'll wait till it's longer, and then underdye of green. Oh, you and what's her name?
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. Bearwood says, like Irish redhead, this panda goes wild with them.
Robert Adams, I'm super excited. He's digging through the Better Halves pictures of Greece from their trip, and he's going to take pictures of the food and post them on the forum. Thank you. Delicious. I'm excited.
You know what's funny is that like natural kind of like Irish redhead stuff, that really doesn't do it for me.
Oh, I think it's beautiful.
Maybe it's because, well, I mean, like in kids, it's cute and stuff, but I was a redhead when I was little. So, but I was more of that deep, rich auburn kind of redhead, not like the bright,
I don't know. The pictures I saw, it looked kind of bright.
When the sun hits it just right, but it's not that kind of orangey kind of red. It was reddish.
I like all gingers in all of the colors. I stopped a lady in the grocery store yesterday, to tell her that her daughter's hair was beautiful and that I was so sad that Eleanor's hair is not as red as it used to be. I prayed really hard for really red hair.
Joshua says, I noticed the YouTube channel Project Farm did a car battery comparison test. Mm-hmm. Found the Walmart 5-year battery scored very high. And Tournament of Kings at Excalibur. That's what it is.
Yes.
And Ronald Smith says they're bringing out a new battery that lasts 30% longer, or it lasts 30% longer, and it's made with carbon. Well, wait till they get the new one, the solid state ones that Tesla just invested in. Those things are going to lie for your car, man.
Look at that.
Oh.
Wolf, $2. Hey, you. With the little dancing guy. Thank you so much. Okay, cover your ears. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Sorry, I got excited about dancing.
Jennifer White, well, she'll be back. She's got to go serve dinner.
I know, and then I was thinking, is she serving dinner to people, like to her family, or the doggies? I mean, because both of them are super important. Will says apple butter or grape. Both of those are delicious.
Paul St. Marie, for bench drill press, I have a beautiful little servo with a micrometer stop, accurate to 0.001 variable speed up to 20k RPM. Nice.
Mr. Doughboy, have you been drinking again, honey? Really? He said he made some fish tacos last night. They weren't interested and swam away. That's right.
And the old tech guy says, just landed in Denver and your show has not buffered through the whole cab ride and arrival to my location. Your internet is working fine on your side. Thank you. That's awesome to know. I know you got a new airport in Denver, but every time I hear Denver, I keep thinking of the old, and I just lost the name of it because I can never remember a name. What was the old airport in Denver?
You were asking the wrong chickadee over here. I don't even know my name half the time.
It's funny because they did that movie, Unattended Minors. I don't know if it was a cheesy comedy movie. It was pretty bad, actually. I watched it with the Cubs. And the funny thing was, I lived that. I was actually flying back and forth because my parents got divorced when I was young. whole father's side of the family moved to Phoenix. So I'd fly out to Phoenix for the summer. And on the flight...
There.
I thought it was the flight back.
Nope.
Flight there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
I say like I was there.
Yeah. There was a delay, and there was bad weather, and missed the connecting flight, and was there for like 6 hours or something like that. And somebody was supposed to meet me. They didn't show up, and by the time I got bored and I had money in my pocket, and so I went off to find the arcade and got some food and made it to my flight and totally freaked out the airlines. Let's see here. Grizz says, you are coming through great on my very bad DSL line. Video and audio are in perfect sync. Good job, guys. Thank you. Christina says, guys, Super Chat is only available when your phone is upright on iPhone. Turn it sideways and you can't participate in donations. That's interesting to know. Thank you. Let's hear. Oh. Where do we go? Robert says, digging through the better half's pictures of Greece from this trip. Gonna post more food pics in the forum. Paul says, I had a Bosch router table. It was very good. I only got rid of it when I upgraded to an Incra. Incra's good. I think Woodpecker's got a pretty good one too.
This is hard to watch.
Wohawk says,
Red, what's up?
Hold on. Where was I? Oh, Blueberry Jam. Wohawk says he's going to reboot, see if that fixes the buffering on his side. 3-color hair is not natural. You don't know. As you guys know, Ricky is a redhead. Barbecue 76, hair color. Can't decide between the three. I have the solution. Right side red, middle blonde, left side blue. That's what I said. Do you know of a decent pegboard hook? Well, it depends on what you mean by decent. The ones by Harbor Freight, I was not fond of. I picked some up, and when I set up a pegboard it was about 3 or 4 years ago, and I went and got those, and just they were okay. They were serviceable, but not my favorite. I ordered a set off of Amazon. I have no idea what they were, but they were much better. They had more stability laterally, and the Harbor Freight ones tended to flop side to side. Jennifer Whitewolf, just the hubby and her. I guess the dogs have to fend for themselves. Christina Marie, the daughter Ross said, behave. What about graphene batteries? The first graphene batteries are starting to hit shelves right now. I've only seen them in power banks so far as like retail use. I think they're going to get superseded by the saline batteries, the solid state batteries, because the graphine's cool, but it's really expensive. And this new technology apparently is going to be a lot cheaper. It's going to be cheaper to produce than graphene, and and it's going to last longer. So, we need fusion cores, cold fusion. Yes, we do. Colin Zofke, I'm actually watching you guys while at work. No connection issues and not busy for once. It's funny because I know we get a lot of people who watch at work. GFWE McGregor says, Red, what's up? How's it going, man? Trent says, the test kits for coronavirus the CDC use are all faulty, typical government. Yeah, I don't think they've got, that's the thing with viruses and the long incubation time. I don't think there is a tried and true test for that anytime soon. I do know that Italy just got smacked hard by it. Northern Italy, which of course is where all the manufacturing is.
Not too.
Apparently the good news is the Ferrari plant is just south enough. So you know, Stapleton Airport. That's the one I was thinking of.
Oh, the coronavirus. We think 2 people might have been diagnosed with it in Las Vegas.
Yeah, but they were on a flight out of Vegas or through Vegas or something like that.
Stop talking about me. I'm back.
Shh. She's here. Let's see here. Why do I have more chats in your window than I do?
Because people like me more, obviously.
Why are you banging on the back of my chair?
Because you can.
Because I can.
That's weird. Anyway. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, I figured it out. Never mind.
Where are you feeling left out, honey?
What? Huh? What? Let's see here.
Hey, can you feel the moppet?
Hold on. Dad Temp says you're fine. Nice. Let's see here. Graphite supercapacitors are way more interesting than batteries. Ooh, fast discharge is fun. Also, advancements have been made in hydrogen boron nuclear fusion recently. Direct conversion to electricity instead of boiling water. That would be amazing. Yeah, I always thought that was interesting that our methodology is boiling water and then using that, which heat to kinetic. I mean, it's a fairly efficient transfer, but it still seems weird that we have the power of the atom and we got to run it through boiling water to make it work.
Vintage Diesel says, y'all made me hungry, and this oatmeal ain't cutting it, so I'm going to have to go find a small to medium-sized animal.
Yes. Matt says, just looked at the pegs I got on Amazon when I set up my lake house in 2016. Stanley National is the brand. They're heavy duty and work well. Thank you, sir, for checking in on that. Hey, by the way, we're about at the 8 o'clock mark here, so we're going to take a moment here to say,
Thank you. Can I?
Sure. Gotta get up here and talk to the microphone, though. Gotta get close.
Thank you for all the
Up close.
You guys stand up, bud.
Thank you for all the
Moderators?
Who keep this channel friendly and
What else they do?
they make sure people
They dance.
They go.
And it's also time for our Adopt a Mod program, where you get to adopt your very own mod, because most of our mods are also creators in their own right. They've got channels themselves. So, go over, pick one of the mods, go over to their channel, start up one of their videos, give it a thumbs up as a way to saying thank you, and who knows, maybe you'll find something you like, and you end up subscribing. Worst things can happen. Also want to say a big shout out, big thank you to everyone who supported us with Super Chats tonight. I really appreciate that. As I said, we try to put all that back into the channel. Again, I think the next thing is going to be a better camera so we can see my beautiful visage that much clearer in higher definition.
And I was having a Vanna White.
And sorry, he almost knocked your phone off.
I know. I knew you were going to do
And
I was trying to show them.
let's see here. What else was I going to say? Thank you for WorkPro for stopping by and for supporting the channel. And also, thank you for all of our channel members who support the channel each and every month. Those are the ones you see with the little bear, like Elkfist, behind his name. Those are all the members who help out the channel all the time.
Of bears.
That's Corum. Yep, with the pumpkin.
That's our mascot bear over at West Yellowstone Wildlife Preserve. If you're traveling through West Yellowstone, stop by, say hi, give him a hug from us. He loves hugs. He really does.
He doesn't only love coconuts. He loves pumpkins.
Everyone wants red hair on Mrs. Bear. She had red before. Don't do red.
Well, but they haven't seen me with red.
I can show them pictures.
That's okay. Get up.
Let's see here. Where was it?
Hang on.
Oh, and Christine Marie's claiming that you've got a new tattoo.
I know.
I want to see this one.
I have these tattoos, but
Easy
they're
there,
old.
lady.
Hey, we're family friendly. It's okay. I don't have any new tattoos, but maybe.
You haven't gotten a new one since we met.
That is correct. So, 172 years.
And I'm just going to say, I am very vocal that I don't like tattoos on women, but I fully support her choice to get a tattoo if she wants to ruin her body. I'm not going to stop her from doing it. I've told her she's fully capable. I've taken her to tattoo shops. I've totally put it out there, haven't I?
Yep.
Okay. That said, why haven't you gotten one?
Because I need to be sure of the next tattoo. I have a bunch of
Can't
tattoos.
make up her mind.
Daughter of Ra, blowtorch situation happening here.
Hey, it wasn't
yeah, it was. Wolf said, is there a way to do a year membership all at once? And I don't know if it was, I think it was Joe Smith said to email red@denoftools.com, which is an excellent question. We will look into that. We have not had that question before, but I think the question with Wolf is that they just don't want to have their credit card details on there.
Yeah.
So if they could make one payment, totally understandable. We get it. So we will look into that and get back to you. But send us an email so we can write back to you.
Where was I?
Have a good night, Client Graphics. He's going to go create some new content.
Jennifer says that she'll dance with words. There you go. I believe they call that poetry or something. I thought Vegas was in Mountain Time Zone. Nope. We're on Pacific. Specific time zone, as I like to say.
Trent says 27-day incubation period for coronavirus, much more serious than SARS or anything else like that. I had not heard it was 27, but I do know that people have gone longer than 14 days.
My understanding is that they are hypothesizing that it's up to 27. It's which makes it more contagious than SARS, but the mortality rate is 1/10 of what SARS was.
Daughter of Ross says she's going to roast you like a chicken. She has 4 tattoos. Watch it, Bear. That's right.
Really?
She didn't say
Steve, we need to have words about that sort of thing.
Shut your face.
Client Graphics says, thank you, Data Tools. Have a great night. I got to go create some new content. You just read that. By the way, Client Graphics is a good friend of the channel. If you didn't see our videos from the stuff we did at SEMA, we're covering a lot of the same stuff. He does some great testing over there. Go check him out. He's a Nebraska boy, which, you know, I lived in both Iowa and Nebraska. I always think of myself more of an Iowan, but you got to love Nebraska. It's a beautiful state. So you got to support him. Where was it? Oh, I just lost my place. How'd you let me lose my place like
Joe
this?
Smith is pimping it out. 300 like, and Mrs. DeBear does red. 350, she does blonde. 400 likes, and she does 3 colors. If we get
let's do
500 likes, I get to do Joe Smith's hair. I'm just saying.
350. Do it for me. I've never even dated someone who was blonde, I think.
You don't even know. Daughter of Ross
Well, it depends
says,
on your terminology for date.
Family Channel. You've never dated anyone
before you.
That's right.
You're my one and only.
That's right. Daughter of Ross says,
Can't see my face behind the microphone.
DNF Tools. Steve has 0 tattoos. She has 3 piercings and looking to get a 4th. And Steve has, again, 0.
Well, because he's a man, of course.
And she clarified that all of her piercings are in her ears.
Well, that's good to know.
Ed, the old tech guy, $2. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you. Bing.
I actually am kind of partial to the nose stud kind of piercing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Don't all bears love hugs? They do. Mm-hmm. Mouth hugs.
Mark Sparks says, at the Den of Tools, Mrs. Bear, I see one more tat. I'm wearing x-ray specs. I ordered them from Comic Book. Awesome. Have you been drinking too? Tell me what my tattoo is.
You've seen off the reflection in the back. Let's see here. I've got 1, 2,
Buckle
3,
your shoe.
4, 5, 6. If you count these as 2 separate ones, it's 6. 5 if you count one. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you've got far more ink than I do.
That's right, because I'm more amazing than
Yeah, that's the amazing word I was going to use.
Really? Were you about to get the I'm number 1 salute from me? That's right.
I was going to start talking about jumpolines.
Mm-hmm.
Add more Greek food pics. Be sure. We just like to tease each other, by the way. I don't care. She can do whatever she wants.
That's right.
I will love her just the same. I don't see the tattoos. I just see her beautiful brown eyes.
And I don't see them either because I got tattoos for me. Shut up.
No, I was laughing. I was doing a video going, what's on my arm in that video? Oh, it's my tattoo.
Yeah. Well, I don't see them, and I forget that I have them, and then somebody will say something, and I'm like, what tattoos? And I'm like, oh, right, I have tattoos that people can see. I get them for me, and really, if no one ever saw them, that would be totally fine, because it's, for me, not about anyone else.
Some people still have a problem hearing, so you might want to
Anyways, I was just saying that the tattoos are for me. It's totally fine if no one else ever sees them. I forget I have them. Little old ladies sometimes ask me questions about them, and so do children. I think I love the questions from children because they're so funny and they're so honest. And grown-ups should remember to be 3 sometimes and just go with it.
Robert Adams says, did you read this one? Added more Greek food pics. Make sure to show the bear the 5-foot tall sticks of meat cooking on a stick against the wall in the forum foods under Greek food.
I'm going to go there right now.
Let's see here. Everyone needs to sub to Dada Raw. She has absolutely the best dang channel on YouTube. It's like content for Weight Watchers. And Greg says, Bear, just watched your vlog video on what your earnings were at 35,000 followers that you did last May. Could you do an updated video this spring since you have now doubled your followers? Yeah, I'll try to remember to do that.
Yeah,
that would be good to do every year kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mrs. Bear, I see one more there. We talked about that one. And where was I? We should talk about how many tattoos Christina Marie has. Because I hear she's got a whole bunch.
She doesn't have many. She says, too painful. I'm a wimp to get a tattoo. I cry when I get my ears pierced. Well, and I have a whole story about that. If you're going and having it done with a gun versus a needle. But that's for another day.
Barbecue 76 says, as someone that survived Everclear as a teen, I refuse to be taken out by a virus named after a bad beer.
That's right.
Yeah. Not only did I do Everclear, I had the real stuff right out of the still in Kentucky. And, whew. People ask me, like, do you still drink that stuff? I'm like, no. I'm too old to be drinking 150, 200. And you don't really get it up to 200. Most whiskey stills, 150, 160 is going to be the tops. But that's too much. The guys who are doing vodka and stuff like that, they can push it up higher. But
you're talking. Somebody just asked what it was on my right
forearm,
so I answered it.
I had a guy the other day come up to me. He's like, I like your tattoo. I was like, I'm married. Then he goes 2A. I'm like, oh yeah. That was a close one. The nose studs, those are so gross. Piercings and snot. Ooh. It's I don't know.
It's not really a thing. I mean, you have snot and you still have the same amount of snot in your nose.
I think the thought is that when you blow your nose, as it comes streaming out the side, hits the person next to you, it's all a mess.
Only if we want to have a really good time.
Random thought for maybe you or your gadget channel.
Yes.
Cisco is the Snap-on of the tech industry, or back to tool thoughts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Jason, just so you know, I have a CCNA, and I've taught Cisco classes. And I will say that that's probably correct, that in a lot of ways Cisco is, because there's so many people who've caught up, especially in medium to small business stuff. And it's been a while since I've dealt with them at that level. I'm trying to remember. Juniper Networks, I know, was doing some great stuff. I'm trying to remember who did like the Soho kind of stuff. I used a lot of that stuff and helped people out. I can't remember. It was I just on the tip of my tongue there. But yeah, in fact, I used to build routers out of old PCs running something called Coyote Linux. And I could build a firewall and a whole router, and I could do all the stuff you could do with your average like 2600 and really set up some interesting network kind of stuff with those. I really love doing that kind of stuff. In one of my houses, I had like 3 different subnets, complete stupid geek stuff. That's what it was.
The souvlaki pictures look amazing.
Let's see here. Top Tool says, would you accept a brand tattoo on your forehead for lifetime free tools, but the brand is hyper tough? No.
Nope.
I wouldn't accept a tattoo on my forehead for anything.
No. I would. I mean, no. No.
Even if it was a tattoo of my forehead.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
You answered the one about the tattoo on your right forearm.
Yep.
Wow, you guys were at SEMA. All right, how about this? Suppose you were to take the new Formula JB weld 1-inch drive, egged out enough to fit a MIG weld. Wait a minute. Suppose you were to take the new formula JB Weld, that's the 5020 PSI, and bond a 1-inch drive nut, egged out, enough to fit a MIG weld. And I think he got caught with the... And carefully... I'm like, where's the rest of the sentence? And carefully line the nut center line and balance on the end of a Fram XT prefix oil filter. Then you'd outperform K&N at a third of the price. If you say so.
I love Jennifer White Wolf says, does anyone remember when GM had the Good Wrench ad program? I went to a Halloween party in mechanics overalls with a wrench necklace as Mrs. Good Wrench. I think that's awesome.
Oh, that's adorable.
Hey, Wolf says, request. We love it when you go to stores and walk around and talk about products while the cubs run around the aisles. The Dollar Tree tools was unknown to me. Thanks. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
You know what's funny is I get a lot of hate because of the Dollar Tree video because
Really?
Duncan was a complete snot that day, and he walked right into me, and I called him out for it. And they're like, I don't like the way you treat your kids and stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't baby my children. We talk to them like adults, which is why they have incredible vocabularies. It's why they can read 4 levels above them, and it's why they can outthink. It's why our 8-year-old has $3,000 in the bank in his own business, and they can handle themselves, and I can talk to them like like they're adults. At times, you have to understand how to move it around, but when they do something stupid and inconsiderate, you don't just blow it off. That's how you end up with children who run amok and grow into... I'm not going to go there because I'll start getting into politics. I better stop.
Yep. Jerry Logan, it says, at the Den of Tools, what's the deal with Harbor Freight? Bauer Display says it's up to 50% off, but no price change.
I don't know. I haven't seen that. I am widely known. If you watch my videos, I absolutely want to light their entire marketing department on fire. I love their tools. I love what they're trying to do. I think Eric's a brilliant owner, but his marketing team is stuck in like the 70s and 80s, still doing that like, we'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge, kind of, going out of business today only for the next 5 years. And I absolutely hate the cheesiness of their marketing. Up on their parking lot sales, it always says like, blah, 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 up to 90%, it says 92% off, and then text so small you can't read it. It says up to above it. It is such BS, and no one's falling for it. No one. You didn't fall for it. You looked at it, you're like, I don't see 50% off, and it pissed you off, didn't it? I hate when they do that. Anyway, we shall get pitchforks and torches and go after the marketing department. Let's see here.
Thank you for the heads up on that.
Bear One says, my mom got her ears pierced by her childhood dentist with a Novocaine needle.
Yep.
Because she kept getting infected. Wow, that's
because
interesting.
it's a hollow needle, so it's less traumatizing to the tissues.
See you guys. Jim Haynes says, see you guys next week, East Coast time. And 160 proof is parts cleaner. Yes, it cleaned my esophagus really well. I think it was a cap full. No, I thought I was going to die. Linksys does a lot of small business Soho kind of stuff, but they're more on the consumer end, but they do venture in. They've got, okay, it's been a while, but I know they had some level 2 switches and stuff like that. Semi-smart switches, make them 2.5. So our Tepache and Moonshine are similar. Sugar, yeast, fruit skin, water, airtight container for 5 months. And then frig them on... I don't know what that last part is.
Then basically she's saying it's amazing.
Do you run it through a still? Because if so, then yes.
I think it ferments. I think with moonshine there's heating, and so... Well,
you still do the fermentation. A lot of people ferment at like room temperature. They just throw it all in like a 55-gallon drum and put a top on it, and the yeast forms a cap on it and basically becomes its own airlock. So
White Wolf goes on to say Tepache is drunk as it is as the beer.
Yeah.
Complete. Shine is distilled from the beer to remove the good stuff from the
not so good stuff. Yeah.
Wolf
Please
says he loves
scroll
the video.
up and read Jerry's question.
That's
I missed
the one that I read it.
Oh, okay.
I
don't
think
know.
he had asked it before and we hadn't seen it, so he repeated it.
Jerry, just so you know, you have to type in at the Den of Tools for it to show up as an orange blurb on me. That's why I missed it.
Top Tool says, I pulled the trigger on the new channel red. Thanks for the motivation.
Cool. Good job. And let's see here. Matt says, preach it, Brother Bear. Joe Smith, this is why his kids aren't asking for socialism. Duncan just sits there, watches this stuff with Bernie on it, and he just looks at him and goes, why would anybody want that? See?
We're staying away from politics.
I'm just talking about my son here.
I know, but
talking about the children. It's not about
away.
politics. He can't vote.
We're staying away from politics.
Donna Russ says she's got a blowtorch. Okay,
Yep.
okay, I'm backing away. Ed the Old Tech Guy says, wow, dude, we learn something new about you every day. I have an A+ CCNA and multiple Sienna certs. I'm a network engineer for one of the largest cloud providers. Relevant videos coming. Yeah, I was pretty much out of tech by the time the whole cloud thing really took off.
Is that
I was more in
Drupal
management
or whatever?
Drupal is a programming language that's used on some websites. It's object-based kind of thing with multi-linking and whatnot. The certs. I was MC. I was not A+, but I'd been a service tech for doing stuff for years, part-time and on the weekends for a shop. So I did all my hardware stuff. I got my MCSE. I got my my CCNA. I got my CNA, which is Citrix, which is one of the first instance servers where you can pull up, you can run thin clients off of. And what else did I get? I think there were some other ones. Oh, what was the other network before Microsoft that was really big? And I could picture the box, I could picture installing it, and they just went away.
Jason Blair says, cool, I never went down the Cisco cert path, and I'm 24 years into Windows and Linux support. Novell back in the day, and now
Novell.
VoIP systems and Azure.
So Novell Networks, I did that, and I did some Asterisk stuff. I don't know if they have a certification. I just did some for small business kind of stuff. I did a lot of stuff on the side, making extra money in the evenings and the weekends.
I think Bear One wants to know what Christina Marie's taco recipe is. It's a get-together that we go to, and we have tacos.
And talk about YouTube.
And talk about YouTube stuff.
Rick Jensen said, Harbor Freight manager at my store said the Bauer Days stuff was just a comparison to DeWalt, 50% less. Yeah, see, they got to be more clear on that. That's what they got sued about before. They got a class action lawsuit for, saying you're saving 90%, but not saying what basically the idea was because it's 90% less than the competition that they're specifying. Again, I don't like their marketing. Bear wants to see my pictures from the military vehicle show. All those tanks are owned by a rabbi. And he thought of Saving Private Ryan Tiger replicas, the sticky bomb one. Oh, jeez.
I remember that. Hey, Nee.
Hey, by the way, and Joe Smith posted a link to it. If you don't, if you get a chance and you want to find out more about my background, what kind of work I did over the years as a carpenter, as a low voltage technician, electrician, I should say, doing IT work, working my way into the tech sector, and eventually running a software and product development company. You can go over to his channel. He just has a link right there. It's his After Dark series. It was a lot of fun doing that interview. I really liked it. Red, have you seen the new Heart tool chat? Yes, I did see it. I went looking for the cheap ones. They were out of it. But I like the blue on the handles. I really like that color. I like the Hercules stuff. I got this real soft spot for that kind of pearlescent, even all the way to the Tiffany blue kind of stuff. I like that. It's a real vintage kind of look. And the Old Tech Day. Are you thinking of Ubiquiti routers? Best basic SDN? No. I can't remember. gosh, it's just driving me nuts. Arg. That's an old joke. Hey, Bear, when you think Hercules bring in their brushless tools, when do you think they'll be out to market? Second half of this year is when we're going to start seeing them. And we're going to start seeing more brushless in some other areas as well that I'm not allowed to say anything about because I promised I wouldn't.
That's right.
Let's see here. Read some of these comments. I want to see if I can figure out what this Soho router was.
Well, then you covered it.
You can still read.
A bunch of technical stuff. No lightning. Robert Adams. Okay. Hello from Tennessee.
Sonic Wall.
Okay. Jennifer White Wolf. Yes, Americans can make wine, mead, beer with the government's blessing. But
depending on the state and the county, that's the problem. You got county level prohibitions, you have state level stuff, and then at the federal level, they don't really bother with it. There are states where where distilling is perfectly legal, but you got to get a federal tax permit and you got to prepay before you make it.
And they're usually kind of expensive. Yeah.
The disco just showed up.
Yep.
Disco. Can somebody ask a question for me?
I think they mean answer. You said
can somebody answer a question for me?
I can't speak. You can't
I can.
Read.
Also, you don't need to use caps. Type at the den of tools. At the den of tools. It shows up as an orange blurb and I'll read it.
Nathan says, what's the best router for the price at Harbor Freight? In my mind, was thinking computer routers.
We're just talking about it. I'm like,
not sure about that. And I'm like, I think they mean the other kind of routers.
The only router I have from Harbor Freight is the little Bauer trim router. I have not used the rest of the routers from Harbor Freight, so I can't really speak about that. I have heard from some other people that said that they've got them and that they really like them. But unless I have personal experience and done some research on it, because personal experience is only worth so much. As I like to say, my family, when I was growing up, we had a Ford Pinto, and it drove forever, never had a problem, and didn't blow up. Would you recommend that car to somebody? No. But just because our personal experience was a good one doesn't mean other people didn't die in that car. So personal experience only gets you so far. And that's when you have to start looking at research, looking at what other people do. That's why I do a lot of asking people like, hey, what was your experience in it? In fact, over on the the Facebook page, we have a Facebook group now for tool deals because I can only find so many other deals. Other people can go out and bring them to it. And they were commenting. I heard that over there and I just forgot what I was saying. What was I talking about?
You were talking.
There's only personal experience. Oh, that I put up a thing saying that I'm offering tool bounties for anybody who gets any of the new tools and takes a picture of it when they get it and then does a 30-day review on it. As preferably people who use this like professionally, use it all the time, or DIYers who are going to use it for a serious project for 30 days. Take a picture out of it at the end. It'd be great if you could do a little blurb about it, a little video with your cell phone in the middle, just 20 seconds to a couple minutes, and then just send me an email with that, and I'll send you some stickers or a copy of my book, or maybe if it's something really amazing or that's new or something exciting, maybe a shirt even. Haven't decided yet what all the rewards are going to be, but basically doing that as a way to get more information from more people, because there is literally only one of me. Christina Marie says, guys, everyone's welcome to join the YouTubers group. If you're a creator, meetings are posted on Meetup and YouTubers in Las Vegas. I'm guessing that there's probably meetups like that at all sorts of cities around town. I'll be honest, half of the people who show up are people who are just thinking about getting into YouTube and just want to go and ask some really basic questions, and I have no problem with helping them out. We go there because I often learn from people who are new to it that they've figured out something that I just never got around to looking into, and so I always walk away from the meetings with learning at least one thing, and we get to hang out with friends. We get to see Christina, some other friends. Saw our buddy Larry at the last one. Had a great time and got to help out a bunch of people who are coming up, as well as other people who are as experienced, if not more experienced than me.
Yep.
So
I definitely think it's like most things. Like if you are changing your diet, or if you are trying to become a professional in anything, surround yourself with people that have experience. Just because somebody has less subscribers or more subscribers doesn't mean that their information is any more valid. And I definitely think, sometimes we just sit there and a lot of it is like spitballing ideas. What do you think? Why do you think things are happening? So anyways, that's my 2 cents.
And let's see here.
Shoot the Moon says, not a big tattoo fan either, even though my wife has 5.
Joe Smith says here, which is where he lives, you can make your own alcohol, but you can't sell it without a federal license, but you can't give it away for free. That's a state level thing, not a federal thing. You can't even make alcohol, or as far as, unless he's talking about beer, beer and wine, but you can't distill at any level without a federal permit anywhere in the U.S. Let's see here. Bobby Newton says, I just used the Bauer Impact to disassemble a Nissan 2.5. Now waiting for parts. Disassemble Nissan 2.5. Where do we go? Matt says, I have a long list of projects this spring and summer. I may take you up on that offer. Cool. And Joshua Delgado says, what do you think over Bauer saw? What do you think about, I had to get a 3 AM battery to make it run better. Have you find a bigger battery? Okay, hold on. I got to run through my translate. So he got the Bauer circular saw, but had to get the 3 amp hour battery to make it run correctly, which you will do. That 1.5 is too anemic. All circular saws chew through battery. It's just anything that spins constantly. Circular saws, sanders, routers, die grinders, any of that stuff is going to chew through batteries because you're doing long run times at very high speed. Unlike a drill, which is like burst kind of stuff, they'll last much longer. The higher end batteries will be coming out second half of this year. And let's see here. One of the machine shop YouTube guys bought a Bauer drill with a hammer function to drill concrete. He said it worked fine. Showed him drilling a 1/2-inch hole in concrete. There you go. Wolf says, Mrs. Wolf wants to know if we can make bear stuff that looks like the Friendly Neighborhood Tool Bear instead of the mean-looking one. I can try and have the artist. What are they doing back there?
They're excited that family has
yes,
arrived.
we got family in town for the week.
So if it sounds like the children are being tickled to death, maybe only we can hear it, but.
BKD70 says, just got back from Harbor Freight and Menards. Was looking at buying a 2-gallon quiet compressor Master Force at Menards, Fortress at Harbor Freight. Ended up buying the Master Force 1.149 with 11% rebate, 3-year warranty. You know what I just said about the whole thing? If you want to take a picture of it, document your use for a month, send me some information. There's not a Menards near me, so I can't really cover all the stuff that Menards has.
But it would be great, yeah.
People ask me about it all the time. It'd be great. Let's see here. A lot of people are still running a still around here in Tennessee. Well, it's Tennessee. And
a lot of people are still doing stills in San Francisco.
You'd be surprised when we moved to the Central Valley. Every farmer has a still.
Well, they've got orchards
and corn, and anytime you see
excess fruit.
Yeah, if you have excess fruit or excess grain, chances are that farmer has a still because stuff's going to go bad.
And what are they going to do with it?
Might as well do something with it.
Yeah, there's only so much jelly you can make, and jam, and.
I think we're going to have to call it a little bit early tonight because we got to go take care of the hooligans.
Yeah, the hooligans are losing their minds.
So anyway, real quick, let me answer these last ones here. Vintage Diesel says, Jeff, you and the bear lady do seem pretty good people. Whoops, I mean bears. Thank you.
That's right.
BKDC seems like the recip saw eats batteries fastest of anything, at least with my Hercules tools. And have you tested, Top Tool says, have you tested, see if the Herc really does drill 3 times more holes than the competition? Warrior, I believe. I'm sure it does more than the Warrior. A lot of people have tested it and shown that it does at least 1.5, if not 2 times more than, like, say, a DeWalt or the Milwaukee. And I did a efficiency test and clearly showed that it way outdid, as far as batteries, were way more efficient than the stuff you see in the DeWalts. So, yes, there's a, Christina, I will explain why there's a toaster oven later. We've talked about this.
We're making snacks.
Have you, let's see here, what else? Have fun with the cublets. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone who donated tonight to help support the channel. Thank you for all our mods for being here. On your way out, don't forget the Adopt a Mod program.
Seriously. Take a moment to just check somebody's channel out. They're all different, amazing folks that have all different kinds of content, and you will be amazed by what you can learn.
Yeah, it's share the love, right? It's a community. That's the whole point. It's a community, and we all support each other. You'll find me jumping around and showing up in other people's chats and comments because I try to, share the love and help everyone out. People help us. Yeah. It's the least we can do. And I want to say thank you to all the members here, Paul St. Marie, Jason Blair, and others who support the channel each and every month. You guys are rock stars. Thanks again to WorkPro for coming by. Where did I put the box? It went on walk. Oh, it's over there. It's under the gong. I'm not going to move it. It makes a bunch of noise. Anyway, thanks again, everyone. On your way out the door, please hit the like button. YouTube really does want us to get more likes. I don't know why they do it. It's the way they do things. Anyway, thank you all so much. And we got a video on the whole coronavirus. I'll probably get demonetized on it tomorrow, and we'll try to probably do the regular deals of the week, maybe like on Tuesday or something like that. Anyway, you all take care. God bless, and as always, shine on. You were early with the arm thing there,
It's because I'm more amazing than you.
You always got to show